the most trusted name in the Columbia Basin comes Callahan Gravel. You'll love Callahan's rock-solid product. Multiple applications include driveways, roads, stackyards, and landscaping. A pothole's worst nightmare. Call Callahan Gravel at 346-2208 to get rocked.
Get the good stuff.
I'm Robbie Johnson. I'm 26 years old.
I'm Valerie Johnson, and I'm 24 years old.
And we are Napa customers. This is my 89 Ford Bronco.
This is my 68 Ford Mustang. She's my baby, and I don't let him drive it.
Nope, she doesn't. At Napa, we buy fluids, brakes, batteries,
oil filters, wipers, brake lights. I buy it all at Napa.
Let's show them the motorcycles. I don't think people are aware of the basics Napa carries for motorcycles. Spark plugs, fluids, batteries.
Napa's the one.
My name's Ron Robertson. I've been a Napa customer for about 40 years. Most of the things that I do are oil and air filter changes. Your engine's going to last a lot longer if you do the maintenance on it. This is my wife's 91 Cougar. This is our 98 Honda, 144,000 miles on it. This is our yard tractor. We've had it about 10, 12 years. I've always had good success with Napa products. They always have the parts that I need. Napa's the one. They got the good stuff.
Napa, get the good stuff.
Hard work, determination, team spirit. These are all qualities that put a winning team on the field. And the folks at Saddle Mountain Supply know something about a winning team. For over 30 years, Saddle Mountain Supply has worked hard to provide the highest level of service to the local community. They are determined to offer the best quality products at competitive prices. And they boast one of the top teams in the ag industry, ready to offer a helping hand or timely assistance. From bookwork to fieldwork, from accurate applications to reliable recommendations, Saddle Mountain Supply is committed to using the latest in technology and training to attend all your agronomic needs. Check out our website at www.performanceag.com for the latest in industry trends and market prices. Saddle Mountain Supply at performanceag.com. Quality you can count on, performance you can plan on.
Well, welcome to David Nielsen Memorial Field.
It's a beautiful night for football.
Sorry about that. Welcome to David Nielsen Memorial Field. I'm Mike Knoftel. With me tonight is Clancy Flynn. Clancy, glad to have you.
Glad to be here.
Hey, this is a game we weren't sure if it was going to happen. And so we're glad it is. It's got postponed. Yeah. We're a Monday night. We don't usually do Monday night football, but it's a treat after you get through the weekend, right?
That's right.
Your Seahawks lose, you need something, and you get a little treat here on a Monday to get you through. So there is not a stitch of wind. It's really kind of a warm, muggy.
Yeah.
The reason we didn't play on Friday was because of the smog, smoke in the air, air quality. That's dissipated, and it's a great night tonight, so we're excited to be here against the Othello Huskies.
Yeah, air quality is almost good enough that if you have asthma, you're probably okay to come.
You'd probably be okay to come. So the Othello Huskies, that's our opponent tonight. They are 0-1. They played last week at Connell and lost to Connell. It's actually, they had the lead early, 10-7, I think, at the end of the first quarter. They ended up losing the lead by halftime. They were down 14-10. And then they weren't able to put any more points on the board. So all their points were scored in the first quarter. After that, Connell either figured it out or Othello, I think they muffed a punt. Anyways, allowed Connell to score 2 touchdowns in the second half and win 28-10. So that's the situation with the Othello Huskies. This is their second week on the road. The Knights, on the other hand, had a good showing, a great showing against Ellensburg last week. And that was a game where we weren't sure because of smoke if that game was going to be here or there, and there was some debate. But
I tell you what, the smoke in Ellensburg was way worse than the smoke was on Friday here in Roy.
For sure.
And we played that game.
So tell me about your thoughts about last week after watching the Knights in their first outing.
I thought Sawyer Jenks looked really good. You know, he had a couple of missed reads early, but he made like his last 2 balls that he threw, those 2 touchdowns were just perfect.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I talked to Wiley, Coach Allred, during the week to verify that is, by yardage and touchdowns, the best first start for a varsity quarterback in Royal Knights football history. 325 yards passing, 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, it looked really good. But I thought the running game, even though it doesn't show up really well on the stats, the running game really kind of opened some of that stuff up. Because the Myrick kid had some really good runs early that were big and tough, you know. Yeah,
and Alonzo Hernandez had some 8-yard, 10-yard, 13-yard rambles that really made them focus on that. And they did. Actually, the Ellensburg defense got better as the game went on against the run, and it opened the passing game quite a bit more. Corbin Christensen had 6 catches for 177 yards and 3 touchdowns, so picked up right where he left off.
Yep, looked just like last season, extension.
Yeah, looked great. A couple other guys had some touchdowns. Gage Christensen had a touchdown, which was probably the most entertaining touchdown, where the defender reached up and deflected it, and he kept underneath it. It fell right in his hands, and he got a touchdown. And then the other passing touchdown was Angel Farias on the very first offensive play from scrimmage for the Knights. He was caught the ball on just a seam route, and with his speed, if he gets behind the defense, they're not catching him. So that was a great opportunity for the Knights. Hey, they are announcing the Knights starters, or announcing the starters right now. So let's listen into that, and they'll probably go straight to the national anthem after that. So if we come back in between time, we'll give you a little update more on the game and outlook for tonight. But otherwise, let's listen in a little bit.
Defensive line number 24, DJ Quintero. And linebacker number 34, Alonzo Hernandez. And linebacker number 22, Isaac Ellis. Also at linebacker number 50, Javier Hutron. Defensive back number 85, Juan Ojeda. Defensive back number 8, Lorenzo Myrick. Defensive back number 5, Angel Farias. And defensive back number 14, Corbin Christensen. Prepared for the night.
Which will be back.
So that was the starting defense for the Knights, and same starting defense as last week. That defense was spectacular last week against Ellensburg, especially against the run. But at the end of the first quarter, Ellensburg had only gained 1 yard of offense. By halftime, they'd only gained 16 yards of offense. So you could talk about the 42 points, but maybe the 0 points on the other side was the more impressive feat. So pretty excited about that.
They ended with what, 2 first downs? They didn't
get their first down until midway through the third quarter. So that was excellent. Obviously, it'd be nice if we could do that again here. We got the national anthem. We'll listen into that, and then we'll give a little bit more of a preview of tonight's game.
If you would join me, please, in a moment of silence to honor those that lost their lives on that day. Thank you. Please rise for the national anthem. We're having technical difficulties, so please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Okay, well, I know that the band is out of town, or at least the band director is, so I know they were going to do something from the speakers rather than the band play. Obviously, some technical difficulties. Okay, tonight's game. As the officials come, get the captains, take them out to midfield. Clancy, that's going to be one of your assignments.
No,
While we're talking is to focus on see
What
who wins the
happens,
toss and what happens, right?
We always miss that.
Okay. You might work your way into a starting position here.
Okay.
Because Ryan always screws this up.
Okay.
Anyways, tonight, Othello is big. Their offensive line is big. Their quarterback is big.
He's huge.
Their fullback is big. Their running back is big. Everything about them is big. They're going to be at their best if they can pound the ball on our defensive front and get to our linebackers and keep them out of the play. That's going to be a challenge. We're not small, and we are athletic, and we've got a lot of seasoned starters. And so, but that's where they're going to be at their best. If they can mix in a little pass here to keep us honest, but they can primarily pound the ball. Now, they run kind of a veer option kind of a thing. The quarterback will either hand to the fullback, or he'll follow the fullback, or sometimes he'll follow the fullback and still pitch it to the tailback. Yeah. Not necessarily speed burners. So I think the Knights will have the edge getting to the outside to kind of prevent them from turning it up at the edge. So I think what's going to come down to is if they can pound the ball up the middle on us. But the Knights are no slouch. Like I said, Logan Gomez at nose guard is a big body, and other guys up there on that defensive front are experienced guys. Linebacking core, Alonzo Hernandez and Javier Hutron had a great week last week, made a lot of good plays. And so I think that's what's going to be the key for Othello. Now, for the Knights on offense, I think to stay balanced, to be able to run the ball and to be able to get to the edge, be able to protect and keep Sawyer clean so he can stand tall in the pocket and see his guys. And if the Knights can get Corbin the ball early in open space, some of the other guys, and allow them to pick up some big chunk plays, get some points on the board early, it's going to really put pressure on Othello. Their offense isn't necessarily the kind of offense that is built to come from behind and play from the back end. And so, in fact, evidence, I guess, is last week when they were up and then they got down, and that was kind of the end of the story. Not that they're going to give up by any means, but the way they're built to be more geared towards ball control.
Yeah. Slow it down and push it down your throat.
Yeah. Captains for the Knights, Isaac Ellis, Rams Gonzalez, Corbin Christensen, and Rainer Byerly for the Knights.
Looks like we won, and we're deferring.
Yeah, the Knights have won the toss and chose to defer.
I think man-child would describe the Othello team. But what's weird is the Royals team is probably, if not the biggest, one of the biggest ones we've ever had,
and deepest as far as that size goes. So,
and with the speed too, I think that's going to be our big advantage. Othello didn't look nearly as fast as us in warm-ups.
So you're right. The Knights won the toss, deferred. Othello chose to receive, and they will be heading from our right to left, from east to west, towards the scoreboard. If you've been here before and oriented to the field here. And again, like I said, nice warm weather. There's no wind whatsoever, so that shouldn't play any role or impact in the game. And the Knights kickoff team works its way out to the field. A couple other interesting games going on tonight. There's a lot of games going on tonight that were rescheduled from Friday. Another one that's interesting going on is Prosser and Zilla are
they're
playing.
playing Monday too.
Prosser and Zilla are playing.
Othello plays Prosser this Friday, don't they?
And Othello turns around in a short week and plays Prosser. So a tough game all the way around for them. And then the other one is Connell and Ellensburg are making up their game. And instead of playing, it was supposed to be played in Ellensburg, they're going to play it in Connell.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's a lot of the smokes up that way still. That'll be interesting. Give us a good comparison when we finish this one and they finish that one.
So we are all set for the kickoff. And it's going to be a high bounce on an onside kick, a little bit of trickery right towards the Othello sideline. A big lineman picks it up, number 62 for the Huskies. That's Anthony Pastor, 5'8", 225-pounder.
And he smothered it. Pretty good hands for a big guy.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting way to kick off. The kicker ran up, kind of ran past it, and somebody else kicked the onside kick. I didn't catch who did it. All right, looks like Othello's going to be in shotgun here. Nope, they're going to change it, go under center with one back. And he's going to go in motion. And he's going to go ahead and do a screen pass out to number 5. Ooh. And he's brought down right away.
That was number 5. Tackling number 5, that's Angel Farias for the Knights.
And Kyler Villarreal?
Villarreal, I think is how they pronounce it. You're right.
Yeah.
He's an athletic receiver. They're going to have to get the ball in his hands a lot.
Yeah, he needs to tuck that in, though. He's carrying around like a loaf of bread. He's lucky he didn't get it snapped out.
I'm having a little technical difficulty on my end here, so you keep talking.
All right, we'll do. Look, Othello's coming back to the line. Looks like they're going to line up with an I, 44 in at fullback and 32 in at tailback. And they're going to fake, run an option. Number 9's going to keep it, and he's going to be brought down after about 3-4 yards. What's number 9's name again?
Number 9 is DJ Guzman.
Yeah.
He's a quarterback, but he's 5'9", 200, so he's a big body. And they try to take advantage of that as part of their running attack. Looked like number 8 for the Knights, Lorenzo Myrick, was the one that got to him and brought him down. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. The ball moves just to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, that was actually a relatively productive play. Othello's going to line up in a little bit of confusion. Maybe they don't know what they're going to do.
I think we're going to end up getting a delay of game penalty, which is going to make 3rd and 4 was tough enough. Now it's going to be 3rd and 9. Move the ball back across midfield.
A little bit of confusion. Looked like Guzman was talking to his running backs and then started to switch where he was going to line up under center. And, yeah. This is definitely not the position that Othello wants to be in all night. 3rd and long. Really kind of tough with their offense. But we'll see what they come up with here. And they're going to go with a single back pistol formation. And they're going to throw it. And that ball's going to be a little bit short and behind the receiver.
Yeah, I threw it between 2 guys. Looked like number 82 was the intended receiver. James Casadillas, 6 foot, 160-pound senior. And he kind of threw it between 2 receivers, made it real difficult. Neither one of them could really get to the ball.
They're lining up in punt formation here on 4th and long. It's a pretty decent punt. Oh. Yeah, Corbin kind of juggled it a little bit.
Bobbled a little bit. He picked it up, avoided the first guy, but not the second. Number 6, Patrick Acevedo on special teams, brings him down at the 20-yard line. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Knights from their own 20 for their first offensive possession. So the Knights take over the ball. 1st down and 10 from the 20 with 9 minutes and 50 seconds left in this first quarter. He's going to send Ojeda in motion from right to left. Jinx in shotgun. He's going to look to his left and back to his right. Quick screen pass to Corbin Christensen. Complete. He's going to pick up about 4 yards, I think, to the short side of the field, which, I kind of like that, getting the ball in Corbin's hands early. Yeah. And a fairly safe pass for Sawyer to try to get accustomed, comfortable with what he's, with the task at hand tonight.
Yeah, and it was a nice play. He was real close to, getting around that last guy, too, and getting big yardage.
2nd down and 6 now for the Knights from their 24-yard line. Jinx again in shotgun with Hernandez to his right. He's going to give the ball to Hernandez going from right to left between the guard and tackle, and he's not going to pick up much.
Oh, yeah, they swarmed in. They played that pretty well.
He's going to pick up 2 yards on that. Alonzo had just under 100 yards last week, and expect him to get stronger as the season goes on. 3rd down and 4 now for the Knights. Jinx in shotgun. He's going to look to his right. He gets the ball out early to Juan Ojeda. The ball's a little bit high, and it forces Juan to extend, and the defensive back, number 6, gets to him, hits him, and prevents him from securing the catch. So the Knights aren't able to move the ball. 3 and out now on their first offensive possession. It's going to be 4th down and about 4 for the Knights from their own 26-yard line, 27-yard line. And number 24 for the Knights, C.J. Quintero back to punt.
Yeah, it looks like we'll get to see something that's pretty rare around here.
Return man is number 21, but it's a high kick. I'm not sure he's going to get a chance to get to it, although it does take a royal bounce. Number 21 is Efren Palomares for the Huskies, and he initially tries to back away. Then it's a nice bounce where he could have, if he would have been up in position, he probably could have got it and gotten somewhere with it. But since he had backed off, he had to let it go, and it bounced past him and got a decent bounce out of a poor initial punt. But the ball's going to be at the Othello Huskies' 41-yard line for their second offensive possession. 8 minutes and 33 seconds left in the first quarter. And Guzman will break the huddle with the Huskies and go under center with fullback and a tailback in the backfield behind him. Single receivers to either side.
A little confusion there.
There's a little confusion there. Guzman collided with his fullback, number 44, Isaiah Perez. Isaiah Perez is a specimen out there, 6'3", 240-pound fullback. And they just kind of bump into each other. And he maybe gets a yard, half a yard, Guzman does on that, as he just decides to keep it and go up the middle.
I'm pretty sure Guzman would have fallen down after the collision if he hadn't have bounced into another player.
Yeah, he got held up a little bit, right? Yeah.
Yeah, number 44. He looks like a college fullback.
He does. He does. From last week, it looked to me like when Guzman was under center, it was more than likely a running play, but they're going to try the pass here.
Oh!
And that ball is completed to Perez, the fullback. He gets through the line and just turns out to the flat. Isaac Ellis, number 22 for the Knights, reaches up to try to knock the ball away and actually tips it up in over the top of his head. Perez grabs it, turns upfield, picks up the first down into Royal territory down to the 36-yard line of the Knights. Going to be 1st down and 10. So that ball, just a little pass, kind of a fullback going through the line of scrimmage, and then kind of an out pattern, 5-yard out to the right. Isaac Ellis
with the assist
was hoping to knock it down, but actually assisted Perez in the reception. 7 minutes and 41 seconds left in the first quarter. Guzman under center again with a fullback and a tailback. He's going to snap, or he's going to fake the give to the fullback and try to pitch it to the tailback. And I don't know if it slipped out of his hand or what, but it hit the ground. And number 4, Isaac Barragan, is able to pick it up for the Huskies and preserve the possession, but it's going to be a loss of about 3 yards.
That was an option play with no options.
There was no options, you're right.
He probably should have just held on to it.
Royal Knights are going to be in a 3-man defensive front. They're going to be in that most of the night. Logan Gomez is going to be the nose guard, and right now 79 Rainer Byerly at the other tackle, and 54 Rams Gonzalez, the defensive end, on the wide side of the field.
We got some more confusion on the Othello.
We're going to get a timeout by the Huskies. We are going to get a timeout by the Huskies. So as they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout too. You're listening to Royal Knights Football at royalknightsfootball.com.
It takes more than just the ability to make good furniture to become the #1 selling brand of home furniture in North America. It takes quality, style, selection, and service. These are the 4 cornerstones you'll find in Ashley Furniture and available at Easy Home.
Huskies are back out of that timeout. 2nd down and about a long 13, I would say. Ball at the Knights' 39-yard line. And Guzman is going to be in shotgun this time with 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. He's going to look to the left. He's going to pump fake and try to go deep. But the defender is step for step with Villarreal, and that's number 5, Angel Farias, on the coverage, was exactly where you want to be, on the inside hip of that receiver, and was in just as good a position to catch the ball as Villarreal was.
The ball was overthrown by about 4 or 5 yards.
It goes to the turf. But if that's the kind of coverage we can maintain on their most athletic receiver, that bodes well for the Knights' defense.
Yeah, he was blanketed. He wasn't not getting around him.
Brings up 3rd down and 13 for the Huskies as they try to capitalize on decent field position here. 6 minutes, 51 seconds left in the first quarter. Guzman's going to be in shotgun again with Perez to his left. He's going to give to Perez, and Perez is going to break a couple tackles before he's finally hammered down. See who gets up from the bottom of that pile, the initial Knight to make contact.
It looks like Corbin. Or
the 14, Corbin Christensen, or number
Isaac
22,
Ellis.
Isaac Ellis.
Yeah.
I think it was Isaac Ellis was the one that got underneath him and slowed him down. Some other Knights came over the top and helped tackle him, but Perez is a big boy.
I think,
and once he gets ahead of steam, you got to get him stymied at the line, right? Not let him get through there.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Yeah, so they're going to pick up 10 yards. It's going to bring up 4th down and 3. So the Huskies are going to go for it inside the Knight 30. Guzman under center with the full house backfield here.
I think we'll see Perez again here. What do you think?
He is going to give to Perez, and Perez is going to be cut short, I think. I think. We'll see.
It's close.
It's going to be really close.
I think he's about a half a yard shy, though.
But I think that the Knights were able to cut him short. The offense certainly thinks so for the Knights as they make their way onto the field, and indeed the white hat gives us that signal. So a fourth down stand for the defensive front of the Knights as they're able to stop Perez. He needed 3 yards. He probably got 2, maybe 2.5.
Yeah, what their problem was they didn't get a good push from the offensive line.
Right.
That was all Perez.
That was all Perez.
He just fell forward through a little hole, and if they had any push, they could have got that.
So Jinx is going to be in shotgun now with Hernandez to his right. He's got 2 receivers to the right, and he's going to fake the handoff and roll and hit his slot receiver number 24, CJ Quintero, on a nice little out pattern to the left. Hits him right about the hash mark, and he turns upfield for a yard or 2. He's going to pick up about 7 total on that. And if you follow the Knights much last year, you know that CJ Quintero is a guy that came on really strong in the playoffs and had his best game of the year in the state championship game. Jinx under center again, Hernandez to his right. Tighter formation for the Knights. Ooh. The Huskies look like they're come across the line. We'll see if one of the Knights moved first and whether this is going to be a first down for the Knights on the penalty or whether they're going to move back and end up having a second down and about 7 instead of second down and 2. The officials are going to confer here. It looked to me like the Huskies jumped, and if a Knight moved, it's because they were in the. No, they're going to call a false start against the Knights. So it's going to be second down. Boy, I'd like to see a replay on that one.
Yeah, it's
going to be second down and 7 now instead of second down for 2 for the Knights. Ball's going to be on the Knights' 30-yard line. It gives a little time for Jinx to go over to Coach Allred and finalize the play call here for this down and distance.
Judging by the technology, we're starting to have high school football. We're probably not far away from replay.
Yeah, I don't think we are. Jinx is going to be in shotgun. He's going to hand it off to.
Nope, that's
he's
a
going
fake.
to fake the handoff, and he's going to throw deep.
He's got a step.
He's got a man. There should be a pass interference call. We're going to get a pass interference call. That was Angel Farias running down the left hash mark, or down the left number. And it looked like he had a half a step on his man, and the defensive back reached up and grabbed him. I would say that guy's doing pretty good just to keep up with Angel. Angel's the fastest kid on the team. That was a play where Jinx kind of rolled out, kind of a half roll to his right, threw back to the left to try to get Farias streaking down the sideline, and didn't complete the pass, but accomplished the goal of moving the ball down the field. It's going to pick up 15 yards on a pass interference penalty.
Well, and there was 2 things on that play that were absolutely beautiful. The ball fake by Sawyer was beautiful, and then he
faked me.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's hard, but
had the defender not grabbed him, that ball would have been right in stride.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that was a well-thrown ball for sure.
And Farias was just starting to pull away from him. It would have been I think it would have been a touchdown.
So the ball goes from the 30 of the Knights to the 45 of the Knights and resets the downs. First down and 10. 5 minutes and 4 seconds left in the first quarter. The score is still 0-0. This is the second possession for the Knights. They went 3 and out on their first possession. But the defense for the Knights has been able to hold the Huskies on their first 2 possessions. They moved the ball a little bit, but didn't accomplish enough, didn't sustain the drive. So let's see if the Knights can be the first ones to sustain a drive here. We've got a flag already.
Yeah, what happened here?
We have a false start. No, that must have something to do with running guys on on and off the field, not being in the huddle. I don't.
Couldn't
know
have been a
what to
false
call
start
it.
because Sawyer wasn't even ready. Like nobody was set. Like
Yeah, there's some intricacy there that I'm not following. So it's going to move the ball back 5 yards to the 40-yard line. Going to be first down and 15 now for the Knights. Jinx again comes off sideline after conferring with Coach Allred.
I think the officials just decided we needed more of a challenge on
You
this
think
down.
so? You think that's good? That could be. That could be. Hopefully we can rise to the challenge. Tight formation here. All the receivers are kind of bunched in. Jinx in shotgun with Hernandez to his right. Now there's going to be motion from Farias. He's going to fake the pass or fake the handoff and throw to Corbin Christensen right down the middle.
I think that's
are they going to call that a
cost.
catch? And I think they're calling it a catch and a turnover.
Turnover?
I think they're going to call it a catch and a fumble and give the ball to the Othello Huskies.
No way.
So that
Didn't
ball
you think
went
he was
from
down?
the 40 to the. That ball went from the 40 to the other 35. So that's a 25-yard catch. But in the process, it's going to be a fumble.
Man, I don't know. I thought he was down.
As Corbin reached up and caught the ball as he was coming down, the ball came loose. Defensive back tackled him, and as he brought him to the ground, the ball kind of bounced off of Corbin's chest and into the air, and the Othello man got it. So no points this time either for the Knights. Ball's on the 35-yard line of the Huskies. This is where they have the ball with 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Guzman's going to pitch to his left, and that's going to be nothing. In fact, almost a turnover as the ball's almost stripped by number 34, Alonzo Hernandez. The linebacker gets in there in a hurry to stop Barragan, number 4.
Who held on to the ball quite nicely. I didn't think he was going to be able to hold on to that. He only had one arm on it.
Yeah, I really did think it was going to pop out of there, and he was able to hold on to it. It's going to be no gain. The ball's going to be spotted. What do we got here? The officials are conferring again and conferring with our captain. I do see a flag down. It's right here in front of Coach Allred on the sideline.
Oh, yeah.
They're conferring with our coach. And with our captain. In that situation, you got to figure it's a hold or a motion penalty. Declined and brings up second down. So rather than push him back 5 yards and giving him first down and 15, Coach Allred decides he'd rather burn the down. Oh, and it is actually a short loss. It's a 1 yard loss. So that he's going to, instead of burn the down, he's going to accept the down and give the Othello Huskies second down and 11 from their own 34-yard line. Clock rolls under 4 minutes and 46 seconds left in the first quarter. Guzman's going to be in shotgun with a running back to his left. He's going to make that handoff to the running back, number 32. Number 32 is Trevor Hilms. And 79, Rainer Byerly looked like the first Knight there.
And there was no hole for Hilms. He ran right to the line and nothing.
He was going to have to make his way through a brick wall there. There was no movement. That's one thing that the offensive line for the Huskies has to do if they're going to run successfully through the tackles, is they're going to have to move that defensive line back. And until they do that, they're going to struggle a little bit. Third down and 10 now for... Third down and 10 now for the Huskies. And Guzman's going to go under center with two running backs in the backfield, 32 and 4 on either side of him. He's going to have one receiver out to the right, one to the left. He's going to look to his right, look to throw. Now he's looking back to the left.
He tucks it away.
And he's going to take off and try to run.
Oh, man.
He stiff arms a guy and then ends up being tackled, number 5, Angel Farias. He may have picked up the first down on that as he's a
really
bit of
close.
a bowling ball kind of a run there, a scramble from the quarterback, Guzman. Again, we've talked about him. He's a thick kid. He's 5'9", 200-pound quarterback.
Yeah, he was tough to tackle on that play for sure.
He looked to the right, to the wide side of the field, and looked back to the left, short side of the field, and the coverage was good on the back end, so he figured he better take off with it, and did good enough to pick up that first down. He had second down and 11. Moves the ball out to the 46-yard line now, first down and 10, 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Guzman's under center, and he is going to hand off to Hilms. Hilms gets the linebacker and stiff arms another one and is out to the right sideline all the way down to the 30, 25, inside the 25. Makes a little cutback move and gets down to about the 12-yard line.
Wow, that was a big run.
Big run for Hilms. as they were able to move the ball.
He just went through the line, had a big hole. They got a good push, went through the line.
They got that push that they've been needing to get.
Stiff-armed one kid, and then he was gone.
So we got a good challenge here for the defense. First down and 10 for the Huskies from the Royal Knight 12-yard line with 3 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first quarter. Neither team has put up points yet, but the Huskies seem to be on the move.
Yeah, and
Guzman's going to be under center with a fullback and a tailback. He's going to look to the sideline to see about an adjusted play call from his coach and get back under center here.
Oh,
we've got movement.
I think that was on Othello.
So the defense moved a little bit. The offense moved a little bit. And last time that happened, it was against the offense. So I would hope that, and that was to the detriment of the Knights. Hopefully we'll get that same situation again.
No, it definitely looked like number 77 was moving on that one from the Huskies.
Looked like a couple guys maybe moved.
Here I am, but this sounds terrible. What happened?
Yeah, you're muffled.
I don't know, but that crowd mic is crazy loud.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. So that is going to be marked off against the Huskies. They're going to have the ball first down and 15 from the Royal Knights 17-yard line. Guzman under center. He's got his tight end to the left. He's got a fullback and a tailback behind him. And he's going to hand off. Did he hand off or did he fake the handoff?
Looks like the Knights think they got it.
The ball went on the ground and the Knights pick it up. So the defense comes in and does what they need to do after there was a little bit of bend but don't break right there for the defense. I know Coach Scroggins, defensive coordinator, has been preaching all preseason. I don't care about yards. It's points we don't want to give up.
Right.
So got to be satisfied with that effort there to come up with the turnover and give the ball back to the Knights now. They're going to have it first down and 10 from their own 15. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left in the first quarter. This will be the third offensive possession for the Knights.
Let's see if they can't get something going. They haven't really looked well in sync yet.
Jinx is going to be in shotgun with running back to his right. He's going to hand off to that running back going from right to left. He breaks one tackle, breaks another. Should pick up the first down, gets to the sideline, out past the 30, past the 35, down to about the 36-yard line. He's going to pick up about 21 yards.
He stepped out of 2 tackles and literally he NFL stiff-armed that kid at about the 10-yard mark.
Yeah. And got to the edge. Ryan, welcome.
I'm here. I've been baling hay. I've been doing farmer stuff. So
yeah, well, glad
not that that's any more important than this, but
glad we could at least be your second priority.
Yeah.
I tell you what, that run right there looked like some of the runs against Ellensburg that started to open up the passing game for Royal.
Is there a penalty marker? What are we doing here?
Yeah, looks like it.
So there was a hold downfield. So it's going to bring that back. It's actually going to be a net negative 5 yards for the Knights. Move the ball back to the 11-yard line. First down and 14 for the Knights. Jinx in shotgun. He's got Corbin Christensen coming to the right, but he's going to hand off again to Hernandez to the left. Hernandez is going to pick up probably about 5.
He gets just across the
essentially the same play as he's lined up on the right, comes across the face of Sawyer and gets the ball going to the left. Do we have another? We have a motion penalty against the Knights, so that will negate that run altogether.
Are they throwing flags?
They have been throwing.
Yeah, but I don't see any flags. That's what we're standing here like we don't know. It's all the way over here on this near side.
It's the side judge, and he throws it about 6 inches out of his pocket.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
It's sitting down here on the 11-yard line.
And he's the same one that's throwing them all, so we'll see if that's a trend that continues here.
We did come to watch him, so.
Yeah, we came to watch him. So that
I did, for sure.
They're going to move the ball inside the 10.
And if you don't watch him, you're not going to know if he threw the flag or not.
Back to about the 7.
Yeah, they did it halfway to the...
It's going to be first down and about 19 for the Knights.
Sawyer's dang near in the end zone when taking the snap.
Sawyer's got 3 receivers out wide to the right. He's going to roll that direction and look to throw the ball.
Yeah, he kind of threw that one away.
He kind of threw that one in the direction enough that Corbin Christensen was at least able to make a play on it. He was the deeper receiver. The more shallow receivers were covered up pretty well. So it's going to be second down and about 19 here now for the Knights. again, a couple penalties after a big run basically got negated, or there was a holding downfield that negated the majority of that run. Now the Knights are in a long down and distance, second down and about 19.
Sawyer was pressured by number 50, Josh Valdez, and like you said, that ball ended up about 2 or 3 yards out of bounds, but it was to where Corbin could have got it if he kept it in bounds.
Yeah. Going to have motion out of the backfield to the left. Sawyer's going to look to his right. He's going to throw up over the top to Corbin Christensen. Basically the same pass and same result. Corbin's not able to get to it. It goes over the top.
Here's the thing. 3 guys were covering Corbin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
and that's one thing maybe a Sawyer will learn as he goes along that I'll look back at film later, but I'm guessing somebody was open.
Yeah, it was whoever else was on this side. His man pulled off.
I think it was even CJ. Was if CJ in on that play? I couldn't tell, but that underneath guy was definitely, because there were 3 guys on full coverage of Corbin on that play.
A little pump fake towards Corbin's going to open some stuff up.
So third down and 19. Jenks in shotgun again. 3 receivers to his right. His running back just to his right. He's going to fake that handoff and throw out to Angel Farias. He's going to depend on some receiver blocking. Gets a few blocks and
break some tackles.
Break a tackle. Tries to squirt out of the tackle of number 6, Patrick Azevedo, but isn't quite able to do so. Does have a nice gain.
Yeah, but he's right up to near the 25-yard line. It's right at first down yardage.
Yeah.
They're stopping the clock, and they're calling it a first down.
He needed to get 19, and
he got 19 and an inch.
He got 19. We're going to say, yeah, he got 19. So that's the first catch for Angel Farias. That's his second time he was targeted. That time he was able to bring it in. And good blocking by the downfield receivers to buy him enough space, and then he was able to squirt through the first tackle before being brought down. Ball's going to be spotted at the 25-yard line of the Knights. 1:11 left in the first quarter. Jenks in shotgun with Hernandez to his left. Tight formation for the Knights. He's going to hand off to Hernandez, who does a nice job getting through the line of scrimmage.
I think that's Lorenzo. It is.
It is Lorenzo. You're right, and I think he delivered the hit to the linebacker instead of the other way around.
He was so fast through that hole.
That was the wow that you heard. I saw that he hits that hole with a vengeance, and it just goes through that to the linebacker core, and he's just there quick.
It was like a step and a half, and he was at full speed.
He doesn't have the leg strength and the brute running that Alonso can pull off, but boy, we got a little thunder and lightning back there, as we've said through the years.
7-yard gain brings up second down and 3. Jenks in shotgun. Now he's going to have running back to his left. He's going to fake that and look downfield. He's going to look to his right.
He's wide open.
He's going to throw it up to Corbin Christensen. And that ball is deflected at the last second. I almost feel like
Corbin had to
slow up a little bit. It was just, I wouldn't even say it's underthrown. It was just, he had to slow up. If he could have got him just a little more leading, there'd been 6 points.
He was gone. Yeah, he was gone.
This is what I'm going to say. I don't fault the throw. I think Corbin maybe could have fought for the ball a little
to go up higher.
A little bit more. He could have gone over the top. It was a shorter defender on him, and it felt like he was kind of letting the ball come to him instead of getting up to it and getting aggressive. It's going to bring up third down and 3 now, and Jenks is going to be in shotgun with the running back to his left. He's going to look to his
Watch
right.
out.
There's a guy coming. He gets the ball off.
Nice catch.
That's going to be number 9.
Gage
Christensen that catches that quick slant, that little post over the middle, and Jenks got it off just as he was about to get hit.
He took a hit on that.
He took a hit, but he's fine.
He did take a hit. It's going to be an 18-yard completion.
Right at midfield.
That's the first one for Gage.
It was a beautiful catch. It was just a little low, and he had to go down and get it, and he brought it right in.
And he did get a few yards after the catch to pick up the 18 and move the ball. The nose of the ball is exactly at midfield.
End of the first quarter.
We're going to let the first quarter horn go.
Good way to end the first quarter.
That's a good start. As the teams take a break, we'll take a break too. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Time to experience Saddle Mountain Wireless. High-speed wireless internet for as low as $30.95. If you're a business needing dependability or a gamer needing speed, call Saddle Mountain Wireless at 932-5088. Saddle Mountain Wireless, 932-5088. Super fast internet is here.
Well, into the first quarter, still score 0-0. As they changed sides of the fields, the officials literally just had to flip the ball, flip the nose of the ball over, because it was right on the 50. It'll still be on the 50. The Knights will just be going from our right to left, from east to west.
I'm a little disappointed, though, because now they're going back to the direction where it's hard to see from the booth.
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully they'll make short work of it. First down and 10 now. Jinx is going to be in shotgun. He's going to have Myrick to his left, 2 receivers out wide to the right, 1 down here to the left. That's Farias. Sawyer's going to take the snap. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to look downfield to the right. He's looking for Corbin Johnson, who makes an excellent catch and tries to dance the sideline, but isn't able to keep his balance. He does get inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line. So that's a 26-yard catch.
I'm just trying to figure out if Mike's mic is hot into Corbin's helmet, because he did everything that Mike was saying he didn't do on the last one on that play. He went up and he fought for it, came back a little. It was a nice job.
3 catches, 45 yards, and tried to tightrope the sideline. But first down and 10. He's going to have his receivers out to the left, still in shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Myrick. Myrick gets through the line quickly, gets to the linebacker level, and then his 3 linebackers get to him eventually and push him back. But he's going to pick up probably another 6 or 7 yards again. So if he can consistently do that and give the Knights second down in short distances, obviously that's going to help grease the whole system for sure. He's going to actually get 8 on that, and so he's got 2 carries for 15 yards.
He's got all of the energy of pulling back a rubber band. You pull back that rubber band and then you let it go.
He does. He gets started in a hurry. It doesn't take him much to be at full speed. He's going to come out and take a rest. Alonzo Hernandez is going to be in the backfield to Jinx's left. Nope, back to his right. Jinx is going to be in shotgun with 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's going to take the snap and look to his left, and he's going to throw the screen over to Hernandez on the right. Hernandez picks up the first down and makes a move to the inside. Before he's brought down, he needed to pick up 2, and he's going to pick up 6.
Yeah, it was a nifty cutback by Alonzo to the inside to pick up that first down and a couple more.
And I think that's, last week we threw that pass and Alonzo dropped it. So it's great for him to catch it this time, pick up positive yards, and
nice play.
Confident that can be a good part of the offense. It's going to be first down and goal from the 10. Jinx and shotgun. Hernandez to his left. He's going to hand off to Hernandez, who's going to get inside.
Puts his shoulder down. Is he going to get it? No, I don't think so. I think he came up just a little bit short.
He put a hit on the linebacker.
Was that Brian Bosworth?
Over the top.
A little bit, but he didn't quite take him into the tunnel.
Pretty close.
He's going to pick up 9 yards on that.
Quick to the line, give to Alonzo again over the left side, and that's going to be good for a score.
He's going to get the touchdown on that one. So they went back to him, and he delivered. That's 4 carries for 33 yards, and the first score for the Knights with 10 minutes and 17 seconds left in the second quarter. Finally, somebody gets on the board.
Yeah.
Got to be happy about that.
Extra point is up and good. He's perfect for the year. 10:17 left to go in the first half. It says 8-0, but it is 7-0. Knights lead the Othello Huskies. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Well, good to get those first points on the board.
Yeah, which song is it that Ryan only gets once a game again?
Magnum PI. Magnum PI.
Or any country songs or any lame 80s songs.
You get 0 country songs. Oh, the other one you can get occasionally is Money for Nothing.
There you go.
But you don't get your chicks for free.
Not even remotely.
So CJ Quintero is going to be set to kick off for the Knights. Last time, if you remember, they did a little fakearoo, and the other guy,
a little trickery,
kicked the onside kick that the Huskies were able to recover. This time, CJ looks to kick the ball deep. He's going to kick a little bit of a pooch that's going to be caught on about the 12-yard line. The running back comes up the middle and actually gets a decent gain. He's going to be brought down. He's going to get all the way to the 35-yard line. See who comes up from the bottom of that. I believe that was number 8, Myrick, that brings him down. Ball's going to be spotted just outside the 35-yard line for the Huskies. Now trail the Knights 7-0 with 10 minutes and 12 seconds left until halftime. This was about the score it was about this same time last week against the Ellensburg Bulldogs. Got going, finally got was 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. And the Knights got on a little bit of roll in the second quarter. We'll see what the defense can do here to try to give the ball back to the offense. First down and 10. Guzman under center with the I formation behind him. He's going to hand off to Helms to the right. And there were 3 guys in the backfield for the Knights.
It's awful slow developing
First
play.
one was C.J. Quintero, and but the one that
Isaac
made the
Ellis
tackle,
was there too.
I think it was Hernandez on the tackle, even though Quintero and Ellis were also back there. So that play didn't have much hope. It's going to be no gain. Second down and from the 35 for the Bulldogs. Guzman this time is going to be in shotgun with his fullback to his right. He's going to have one receiver out wide to the left, and that's the direction Guzman is going to look.
He's trying to go down
the middle. He's looking for Villarreal.
Wow, he's got the. He had him.
He extends
overthrew him
for it,
just a little bit.
It may have grazed his fingertips, but he's not able to bring it in. And at about the 25-yard line, it falls to the turf.
He's got some pretty good speed because he put the
Farias
inside move on Angel,
Yeah.
and Angel had to get his hips around and just got a few steps behind him. If they're just a half yard more on that throw, you might be seeing a tie score.
As it is, third down and 10 now for the Huskies. So big defensive play for the Knights if they can stop them here and force them to punt. And for the Knights, number 66 is Ryder Eilers. In for Rainer Byerly. He played a lot of minutes last week against Ellensburg also and did a nice job. Guzman's going to look to his left. He's going to pump fake and try to go deep, and he's again going to overthrow the receiver. This time it's number 32, Helms, was the intended receiver. And Villarreal didn't go downfield. I don't know if he thought maybe that was going to be a screen pass potential or what that play was, what the options were in that.
Farias was in perfect position and really had him screened out from the outside, and Juan Ochoa came over from his safety spot. So there was nowhere for that play to turn out good if the ball was thrown to where the receiver was.
Yeah, it would have had to been. I mean, that would have had to been the most perfect pass ever thrown in order for that to be a completion. As it is, going to be punt formation for the Huskies. For the Knights, Corbin Christensen's going to be back.
Straight up.
That kick, the Knights are going to clear out and get out of the way.
It's going to take a royal bounce.
You guys better pick it up.
It was a 10-yard punt that bounced backwards 8 yards.
Yeah.
It's going to be a net
2 yards.
a net positive punt of 2 yards.
Yeah.
And the Knights are going to have the ball in great field position down to the down to the Othello Husky 38-yard line is where they'll take over. First down and 10 with 9 minutes and 11 seconds left in the half, and they jumped out to a 7-0 lead on their last possession.
I will say the hang time on that punt was excellent.
It was excellent.
It just went mostly up about 15, 20 yards and bounced, took a big night bounce back. So the Knights have it on the Othello Husky 38-yard line.
We needed hang time to allow the Knights to get out of the way.
That's right, because it would have hit our lineman.
Jinx in shotgun with Hernandez to his left. He's got 2 receivers to either side. He's going to look to his left, and he's going to throw a screen pass. That's not Hernandez. That's Myrick. Myrick does a good job to catch the ball, but he doesn't get any yards out of it. In fact, he may even lose a yard. We'll see what they decide.
It was a very nice catch, though.
Efron Palomares on the tackle, coming up from his cornerback position.
I like the idea of getting the ball to Myrick in open space. But wasn't able to break that first tackle. So it's going to be second down and 11 from the 39-yard line for the Knights. It's going to be a double tight formation. Jinx is going to have running back to his right. He's going to he's going to hand off to that running back going right to left.
Lorenzo.
That's Myrick again. And he's going to pick up probably about 4 yards. We'll see where they spot the ball.
Good for a gain of 4 yards.
Yeah, Riley agrees with you.
Yeah, he
4
agreed.
yards.
One of the Huskies in on that tackle.
So he picks up the loss of 1, then gain of 4. So we got 3rd down and 7. Myrick's going to come out. Hernandez is going to come in. Those guys are going to alternate a little bit and stay fresh because they both play offense and defense. So if they alternate on offense, it keeps them fresh. Jinx is going to have Hernandez to his left. He's going to have 2 receivers out wide to his right. Double tight formation. He's going to hand it off to Hernandez. Hernandez is going to get through the line of scrimmage and get wrapped up at the ankles by number 22. Number 22 is Esteban Ochoa. Brings him down after a gain of about 3 yards. Going to bring up 4th down and 3. For the Knights, they'll go for it from the Othello 31-yard line, kind of no man's land. Too far for a field goal, and there's no sense punting from there. Jinx is going to be in shotgun. He's going to keep Hernandez to his right. He's going to have a double tight end formation and 1 receiver to either side. He's going to look out to his right. He's going to throw it to Corbin Christensen, who gets the 1st down and is able to lean forward. He needed to pick up 3. He's going to pick up 6.
He almost broke free from that tackle, too.
He's going to pick
Real
up
close.
7. He's going to pick up 7. So that's Corbin's 4th catch for 52 yards. Really hasn't been able to get one deep where he's kind of free to roam, but he's done well on some of these screens and quick outs to keep drives going for the Knights.
7 minutes left to go in the first half. Knights lead 7-0, but threatening here.
Jinx and shotgun. Hernandez to his left. He's going to look to his left. He's got 3 receivers out there. He throws a nice pass to Gage Christensen in that left flat. He's going to pick up about 5 or 6 yards. We'll see where they spot him out at. As he goes out of bounds, are they going to say he went out of bounds, or are they going to say he stayed in bounds? And they're going to keep the clock rolling. Look to me like he went out of bounds. But that's not the call.
I don't know how that. Well, I don't know how the clock wasn't stopped.
It's going to be a
definitely out of
6-yard
bounds.
gain for the Knights. It's going to be 2nd down and 4. And then we're going to be on the left hash. So the 3 receivers are going to line up wide to the right. Jinx in shotgun again. And he's going to hand off to Hernandez up the middle. He breaks the 1st tackle, hits the 2nd tackler, and falls forward.
He's going to get to about the 15, but he's going to come up about a half a yard short or a yard short.
Yeah. He's just going to pick up 2 yards on that play.
Well, they marked him on the 16, so.
It's going to be 3rd down and about 2. The ball's on the 16. He's got to get inside the 14. Jinx and shotgun. Again, Hernandez to his right. Double tight end formation with single receivers on either side. He's going to hand it off to Hernandez. Hernandez is going to break the line. He's going to break 2 tackles. And then finally gets driven down with 2 guys around his ankles. Linebacker number 55 comes across and knocks him down. But he gets the 1st down. He gets all the way inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line.
55
is going to be a 12-yard pickup.
55 is Elijah Roylance, and he had the linebacker's dream, you know. A guy on each foot, and the guy frantically trying to pull out there, and he got to kind of clean him up.
But we'll take it 12 yards downfield.
That was a big, tough run. I mean, he ran over people to get there.
Jinx again in shotgun. Double tight formation. He's going to give the handoff to Alonzo Hernandez, and he's going to pick up those 4 yards and pick up another touchdown for the Knights. Nice drive for the Knights. Mixed up the run and the pass pretty well there and allow Hernandez his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night as he drives in. That's 8 carries and 54 yards.
And running really tough, too.
Yeah.
Just bouncing off of people.
Both running
Both
running backs are off to good starts. He's got 8 carries for 54 yards, and Myrick's got 3 carries for 19 yards.
And we're a little fakery here.
2 points.
And we're going to get it. That's a 2-point conversion. Corbin Christensen is the holder. He stands up and throws it to C.J. Quintero in the left corner, headed towards the left corner of the end zone, and gets the 2-point conversion. So with 5 minutes and 17 seconds left in the first half, the Knights jump out to a 15-0 lead. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com. song so much? You ever seen his wedding pictures?
Yeah. I was just going to say, if you see my wedding pictures, you would wonder if I was in the role myself.
So last week,
it's
the
an
Knights
epic
had...
mustache, man.
Where's the Ferrari?
It was quality.
Where's your Ferrari?
It deserved a Ferrari to accompany. So last week, the Knights had 5 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. This week, 2 rushing touchdowns, no passing touchdowns yet.
Yeah.
But
that's what set up all those.
But Sawyer Jinks has 10 completions on 13 attempts.
Nice.
Going to be a kickoff's going to be taken by Villarreal on about the 10-yard line.
Oh, ball's
and
out.
The ball comes loose.
It looks like Othello. Nope, still out. Still out, and the Knights got it.
Wow. It looked like...
That looks like CJ. Kicker on it. Yep,
it is.
Could be, as a trail guy, able to get in there. They're going to say he was down before the ball came loose, is what the whistle is showing. They're going to give him the ball at the 25-yard line. Othello's going to be ruled down. Villarreal caught that ball on about the 10-yard line on the right side, kind of worked his way across to the left to the hash, and as he was tackled, the ball came loose. The officials ruled that it came loose due to contact with the ground, so the Knights don't get the ball. The Huskies keep the ball. 5 minutes and 8 seconds left in the half. They trail the Knights by a score of 15-0. Now, this was about the time last week when the Knights kind of snowballed the Ellensburg Bulldogs.
Oh, man.
And we've got a big sack here. It's going to be paid off. Let's see, 54, Rams Gonzalez gets back there. And then 22, Isaac Ellis also.
Rams slowed him down,
there.
And then Isaac came in and grabbed onto him and pulled him back.
I guess you got to give the credit to Isaac for the official sack. But Rams Gonzalez back there in a hurry, really the one that turned him back in.
Wasn't a pitch.
Was it a pitch?
Yeah, I think he pitched it to the
I
running
thought the
back.
quarterback kept it. Did he pitch it that quickly?
So I put my head down after that play ended. Did they determine that the ball was down and it wasn't a fumble?
They did.
Hey, get in the game.
Yeah.
Get in the game. You got more swathing to do or what?
No, swathing's all done.
It's going to be a little bit of misdirection on the handoff there. They fake to the fullback coming to the right, handoff to the tailback coming across to the left, and he hits a brick wall and is probably going to lose a yard on that. I didn't see who made the tackle.
Isaac Ellis was in there, and
number?
Rams Gonzalez again.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Rams is so athletic and quick. He's nearly impossible to block.
Yeah.
Going to be 3rd down and about 16 here for the Huskies. Guzman's going to be in shotgun. He's going to look to his left. He's going to throw across the middle.
Oh, man.
And there was great timing.
Boy, perfect
number
timing.
85, Juan Ojeda.
Separated
beautiful.
number 4 from the ball. Number 4 is Isaac Barragon.
It's actually a pretty good throw by Guzman.
It was.
Yep. And from his safety position, Ojeda comes and the timing is perfect. And he hit shoulder into his back. There was no helmet to helmet or targeting or any of that stuff we see on TV all the time. Great play. Jarred the ball loose from Barragon and brings up 4th down and 16.
He was even nice enough not to completely destroy him. Just hit him hard enough to make him drop the ball.
I want to make sure you don't catch it.
Too polite, in my opinion.
Now we're going to have Corbin Christensen back. A much better punt this time, but it's going to go out of bounds. Almost hits one of the Royal Knights cheerleaders.
She had a play on it. 40.
She almost pom-pommed the ball right out of the air. They're going to walk that thing back, though. Even though the punt had decent distance, it angled out of bounds at a pretty sharp angle. And so it's going to be, they're going to walk that thing back.
41.
To about the 41-yard line.
If he kicked it a little harder, we could have seen a fan catch it. Just a little bit more.
That's only a 21-yard punt.
Yeah,
actually, 21-yard punt.
Kicking game has not been the best.
Hey, that's a huge improvement over the last one, though.
Now, the officials are discussing something.
It's like 10 times.
That's right.
There is a flag on the ground over there. This side judge has to throw the ball a little bit better. I mean, throw the flag out a little bit farther so we can see it.
Maybe he needs Tommy John surgery.
It's going to be a illegal procedure against the Huskies. But the Knights are going to decline it because they're going to get excellent field position down to the Huskies' 41-yard line. 3 minutes and 28 seconds left in the first half. They have a 2-touchdown lead, and Sawyer Jinks has been in great rhythm throwing the ball. He's going to be in shotgun with Hernandez to his left, a cluster of receivers to his right, and a tight end to his left. He's going to hand off to Hernandez, who's going to... No, he's going to fake the handoff.
That was a good fake.
Good
throw
catch.
a beautiful pass.
That's Gage, I think.
Gage Christensen. He's going to pick up about 16, 17...
All the way down to the 23-yard line.
18 yards on that.
And that throw was on a rope.
Yep. That was a great throw and a great catch. And totally fooled all of us because we were all looking at Alonso bouncing to the outside. Next thing you know, you see the ball scream across the middle.
3 catches, 42 yards.
The Knights are making me feel really bad. I've been faked out so many times today.
I have too. I tell you what, Sawyer's ball fakes have been great. Now Sawyer's going to go under center. He's going to have unbalanced line to his left, and he's going to pitch to that running back Hernandez out the left side. Some great blocking out there.
Oh, nice
He's
stiff
going to
arm.
get around the corner.
Nice stiff arm.
And stiff arm the defender down. And is he going to pick up the first down? He's going to get awful close.
Man, he is strong.
Are they saying he didn't get out of bounds?
He stepped out of bounds.
Is still running? They're still running the
no,
clock?
No, they're running the clock. It's that same side judge
he
that
doesn't
keeps doing
know
that.
the rules. He clearly got knocked out of bounds. It's going to be a 9-yard gain.
Are we sure that he even throws it, or does he just have a hole in his pocket, and then he comes up with a call afterwards?
About the 6th.
I don't know how you say he was still in bounds. He got knocked out of bounds and never went to the ground. The clock should stop, but it doesn't. 2 minutes and 23 seconds left in the half.
Well, if he
and
was
again, another handoff to Hernandez. This time he gets wrapped up by big number 44, Perez, slung to the ground, but he should pick up the first down. He only needed to pick up about a half a yard, and he is going to pick up...
First down yardage.
He's going to pick up 2 yards.
If he wasn't out of bounds on that play should still be going because he hadn't been stopped.
He never got tackled. Right. So I don't know what's going on over here on the side judge on the Royal Knights sideline. But he'll never explain himself to us, I'm sure of it. First down and 10 now for the Knights. Ball on the 13-yard line of the Othello Huskies. A minute and 47 and counting left in the first half. The Knights looking to go up 3 scores. Jinks shotgun. He looks to his right. He's going to throw back to his left. And the ball is going to be dropped. That's going to go as an incompletion.
That was read well by number 31. That's Hunter Sparks.
I was going to say.
I'll bet that's Lanius's kid.
It's going to be an incompletion, but I don't know that there was going to be a lot of yardage gain.
No,
he would have caught it.
31 read that really well, and I think it would have been just basically a no gain as long as he could have made the tackle. But
an incomplete pass does stop the clock. The side judge can't do anything to prevent the clock from stopping after an incomplete pass.
I wouldn't be so sure.
So it's going to be second down and 10 now for the Knights from their 13-yard line. From the Huskies' 13-yard line with a minute and 37 seconds left in the half. Jinks shotgun. He looks to his left. He throws back to the right, but it's going to skip. And it was intended for Farias.
Perez was bearing down on him, and he had to get it out there quick. He wasn't planning on throwing it that quick, and he had to just kind of flick it, and it didn't get out there far enough and bounced.
Yeah, Isaiah Perez came through untouched.
Yeah. One hops
really good
it.
pressure.
Stops the clock, though, at a minute and 32 seconds. Third down and 10 for the Knights from the 13-yard line. We'll see what the Knights do here. They don't have to get all of it. They have to probably get 7 of it, I would say. For the Knights to decide to go for it on fourth down. I'm not sure this is an area where they would look to kick a field goal. I think they would go here for the death punch to go up 3 scores before the half if they have the opportunity. Jinks is going to be in shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff and look to his left. He's going to throw to Corbin Christensen. Corbin got turned around a little bit and isn't able to put his hands on it. Kind of behind his head a little bit. He wasn't able to make the play. It's going to go to the turf again, and we're going to have fourth down now and 10 for the Knights from the 13-yard line. Jinks felt pretty good that he was going to be able to get it out to Corbin, but threw it a little bit behind him and a little bit of a flat pass that Corbin wasn't able to have time to make that adjustment. But the Knights are going to go for it here with Jinks in shotgun. He's going to have running back to his right, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's going to look to his left, then look across the middle.
Where's the
and he's going to get a cut.
Yeah,
and a flag for a pass interference, Isaac Ellis.
It's Isaac Ellis.
Yeah, he did catch it.
Yep.
Wow.
Is that Isaac's first catch? I believe it is.
That's amazing. That was a great play by Isaac.
Great throw, too.
That defender was all over him.
Boom.
Grabbed both of his arms, and Isaac was able to rip him out of the defender and get him up there and catch that ball. So beautiful.
You know what Sawyer was able to do on that? Was he looked to the left, he looked to the right, then he turned and rifled it right in the middle, and it was in a tight window with the defender all over him.
What I liked about it is he scanned the field, but once he made a decision, he was very decisive with getting rid of the ball quickly. And Isaac is a guy that catches the ball well in space. And so with this pass interference, the Knights are going to decline it and accept the touchdown, and they're going to stretch the lead. Well, we're up to 21 now, pending the extra point. So finally we get a passing touchdown for Sawyer, his first of the night, on a 13-yard play. Pass right up the middle between the goalposts. Isaac Ellis from his right tight end position, just working across to the middle of the field. As Sawyer scanned the left and scanned back, he saw Isaac and delivered a perfect ball. And we've got whistles here. Oh, the official hadn't picked up his flag yet, so he had to pick that flag up and put it away.
It's because he actually threw his flag.
Yeah, he didn't just let it fall out of his waist. So now what do we got? Now the white hat is going over to the Othello sideline to...
Do you want some sort of explanation?
Explain. I'm not quite sure what we're doing here, or maybe he's... I don't know.
Pretty good turnout by the Othello crowd.
Yeah. A little bit of an explanation, the white hat to Coach Hoyle from Othello.
I would hope they could have a good turnout. It was only like 20 miles down the road.
Seemed pretty clear, so I'm not quite sure there was a need for what the need for the explanation was there.
But the white hat got a little bit of exercise. He got to jog back and forth.
Got to jog back. He's got his Fitbit on. He's getting some steps.
That's right, getting his steps in.
Guerrero set to kick the extra point. A little bit of a high snap, but Christensen brings it down well, and the kick is up and through the goalpost. And so with 1 minute and 21 seconds left until the half, the Knights stretch their lead to 22-0 over the Othello Huskies. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
Minute 21 left to go in the first half. Knights lead 22-0, and they are walking off a penalty. The pass interference is going to get walked off, and it's going to be on the Othello 45-yard line, 15-yard penalty.
So it's not that you just decline the penalty, but you get the penalty marched off. That's like what the explanation was to the Othello coach, is how this penalty was going to be enforced. So it moves the ball from the 40 of the Knights all the way down to the 45 of the Huskies for C.J. Quintero to kick off. We'll see if maybe because of this they try an onside kick, or maybe he just tries to hammer it through the end zone.
Well, don't kick it to 62 for the onside. He's got good hands.
He's going to kick it deep, and it's going to go about 8 yards deep into the end zone. And so touchback in high school football, you can't take it out once it crosses the line of the goal line. So it's going to bring it out to the 20-yard line. The Othello Huskies trail the Knights 22-0 and have 1 minute and 21 seconds left to be able to get something going here and try to put some points on the board before the first half expires. Really haven't shown... Well, they did move the ball well one time, but they had a big run, turned it over, which they're a little bit prone to do, and that bit them on that one. Otherwise, the Knights' defense has been, the last couple drives, has been really stout.
Yeah, it looks a lot like against Ellensburg since that one big run.
Guzman's in shotgun. He's going to hand it off to that big fullback. He gets through the line.
Oh, he's big.
And, man, he is big. Myrick comes up and gets around his legs. Isaac Ellis comes across from his linebacker position, outside linebacker position, and delivers the blow. That has by far been the best offensive game plan for the Huskies, is to give Perez the ball. But they're not in a hurry right now. They're letting that clock run. It's going to be under a minute probably when this ball is snapped. First down and 10 for the Huskies. Guzman's going to look deep, or going to look out to the left to an intended receiver, Villarreal. He's covered by Farias, but it doesn't matter. The ball's about 2 yards above everybody's reach. And the ball's going to go to the turf, or actually he's going to go out of bounds, out of the sideline there. It's going to stop the clock, though, at 58 seconds for the Huskies. They're going to have second down and 10 now from their own 33-yard line.
was really surprised they weren't moving with more urgency before that incomplete because they don't run a fast-paced, up-tempo offense. So there's not a lot of time left. Yeah,
get something done here. Guzman's going to have running back to his left. He's going to have 2 receivers out wide to the left, 1 to the right. Getting the play call, maybe a change of play here. Guzman's going to look to his left, and he's going to look deep downfield. He's going to throw that to Villarreal, but he's going to be blanketed in coverage by Ojeda and Farias. And for good measure, Myrick back there as well. They only ran 2 guys in pattern, and one of them is a much bigger threat than the other. And so Villarreal drew much more attention. It's going to be incomplete pass, 3rd down and 10 now for the Huskies. Now, this is one thing the Huskies have to be careful about. The Knights still have timeouts.
Yeah.
And the way they're throwing the ball around is they're going to keep stopping the clock. And the Knights are going to get the ball back with a little bit of time on the clock and with some timeouts here. So they are going to do the handoff here and try to pick up the 1st down, but they're not. It is going to force the Knights to call a timeout, which they'll do. That's number 6.
Nice tackle.
That's Valente's little brother. What's his name?
Eddie.
Yeah, it was a beautiful way to try to tackle Perez as well.
Yeah.
Don't go shoulder to shoulder pad with him. Just grab him on the legs.
Eddie Cortez in at linebacker and gets in there on Perez and brings him down for a gain of about 3. And the Knights are going to call a timeout. It's going to be 4th down and about 7 for the Huskies. There's 46 seconds left on the clock. The Knights still have 2 timeouts left after burning this one. And so they're going to get the ball back with a little bit of time on the clock and potentially a little bit of opportunity here to run they won't be able to run the 2-minute offense. They'll have to run the 45-second offense and see if they can maybe stretch this lead even just a little bit more going into the halftime break.
What's the difference between the 45-second offense and the 2-minute offense?
I don't know. I thought this was going to be a joke. Was the way you framed it? What's the difference between it? So I thought you were going.
A little more sense of urgency, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, you know what we need? We need Corbin Christensen to get one clean here and get a nice return and pick up half of what the Knights need.
Really, or just block it and return it. We could do that too.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But then Othello would get the ball again.
Whoa.
Rugby-style kick.
He waited a long time.
And it's a high kick, and it's going to bounce
he really
up
wanted
in the
to pick
air.
that up.
Yeah,
Corbin's going to have to let it go.
He really wanted to pick it up.
And it's going to use about 10 seconds of clock with that hang time. Ball's going to be spotted just outside the 30-yard line of the Knights. So the Knights will basically have to cover 69 yards. 69 yards. Are we getting confirmation that Hunter Sparks is...
Oh, he has to be Lanius' son. I mean, Lanius part of that 88 semifinal team, Royal team that Jim Hill coached and made it to the semifinals, lost against Ephrata that year.
Thanks, Joel Wardner, for letting us know that for sure, listening into the broadcast. Okay, Sawyer Jinks in shotgun. 3 receivers to his right. He's going to actually hand off to Myrick. Myrick's going to get upfield, pick up 7 or 8 yards. The clock is going to run.
They're going to just try to quickly get another play off.
And they're going to try to, he's going to pick up 8.
We're going to hand it to Myrick again.
Is he going to pick up him up? He's going to fall forward, and I think they're going to give him the 1st down.
Yeah, it looks like it.
He needed 2, and he's going to get 3.
14
they're going to
seconds.
give him the 1st down.
14 seconds left. But that clock will start as soon as they get the chains set.
Knights, there you go. The Knights call the timeout. They're going to give themselves at least time to take a couple shots. I'm not quite sure what the strategy was. Enlighten me, guys, on 2 running plays up the middle.
Here's what you do. You put Corbin out in isolation and draw a safety over, and they might even bring 3 guys over, and there's going to be a guy across the middle like Gage or CJ wide open on the seam down the middle, or even release the tight end down the middle. So
yeah, Isaac's a guy that can catch and run.
Yeah. Gage has looked really good catching some bullets today.
So Coach Allred goes in the timeout, goes out into the huddle to set up the play call. As he works his way back to the sideline, the officials let him know that he's got 1 timeout left, I believe. And they break the huddle.
So they do that. They stack 3 up top, but they put Corbin in isolation down here on the bottom to draw that number 5 comes over. So you just eliminated one of the safeties. So you got man coverage up on top. But the inside is just wide open. is they'll throw that inside screen to Farias as he breaks to the outside. He's going to be able. If he's smart, he'll get out of bounds.
All kinds of flags.
But he doesn't. Flags flew. I don't know if that was a block.
We got
in the
3
back.
flags. Everybody threw their flag except for the side judge on the Royal side.
And that's fine because he wasn't in position to do it. So
would have been a 22-yard gain.
Holding.
How do you count that statistically? After a holding penalty.
A holding during the play.
It's a completion. How many yards does the receiver get on the?
Well, the down is done again, so I don't think the throw and the catch count in the stats at all.
Well, they have to.
Nothing.
We have a professional sitting right behind you.
I know. I'm waiting for him to chime in.
He doesn't know either.
That has to count because you get to the net yardage, then they mark it back from where the penalty takes him back.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If it was further downfield, the play would have stood. So.
Mm-hmm. I don't know exactly how that works. We got a timeout for the Knights, though. That's one thing I do know.
Knights will have one more shot here with 5.9 seconds left to go in the first half, leading 22-0.
.9 seconds.
Yep.
What are we going to see here? Sawyer doesn't have the arm to throw it 60 yards.
Well, then you got to get it in open field to a dynamic playmaker. So you've got all kinds of them out there.
Yeah,
you've got Corbin, of course. You've got Ojeda. You can put CJ in the slot. You can bring Isaac Ellis up off of a tight end spot. Gage Christensen has shown that he can catch the ball in tight, and he's pretty speedy himself. So it'll be interesting to see if the Knights can get to the ball to someone in open space.
Othello defensive backs are going to be 10, 15, 20, 25 yards deep. 3 receivers to the left. Jinxon shotgun. First down and 10 with 5.9 seconds left. A little bit of a low snap, but he picks it up. He's going to be looking to his left, and he has to pull it down. He buys himself a little time.
He got hit right when he
But he gets hit as he's releasing the ball, and that's going to be an incomplete pass, and the ball is going to go to the ground as the half-gun clock or gun sounds. The Knights are going to go into the half with a 22-0 lead over the Othello Huskies. Stay listening in. We're going to take a little bit of a break here. When we come back, we're going to have a special guest interview with Rylan Spencer. And so don't be away. 2 or 3 minutes, we'll be back with an interview, and we will pick up in a few minutes. Thanks.
It takes more than just the ability to make good furniture to become the #1 selling brand of home furniture in North America. It takes quality, style, selection, and service. These are the 4 cornerstones you'll find in Ashley Furniture and available at Easy Home Furnishings. Offering financing OAC, rent to own with no credit checks and no credit hassles. It's so easy to shop at Easy Home Furnishings, 900 East Broadway in Moses Lake.
Easy Home Furnishings, making it easy for you.
Get the good stuff at Napa Auto Parts. We know you have a choice of where to go when it comes to get parts and accessories for your vehicle. We appreciate every time you choose Napa. More and more folks just like you are choosing Napa every day. And we like to think there are a couple of pretty good reasons for that. Like Napa's quality parts, our national warranty program good at over 6,000 Napa stores, as well as thousands of Napa Auto Care centers. At Napa, you'll find quality, experienced people to help you find everything from which wiper blade or set of brakes is best for your vehicle to the best running board or shocks for your truck, SUV, or car. And when it comes to selection, we've got more different parts and accessories available than any other parts store, period. Go to Napa for quality parts, quality people, huge selection, and the best warranty in the business. Napa.
Napa. Get the good stuff.
Hard work, determination, team spirit. These are all qualities that put a winning team on the field, and the folks at Saddle Mountain Supply know something about a winning team. For over 30 years, Saddle Mountain Supply has worked hard to provide the highest level of service to the local community. They are determined to offer the best quality products at competitive prices, and they boast one of the top teams in the ag industry, ready to offer a helping hand or timely assistance. From bookwork to fieldwork, from accurate applications to reliable recommendations, Saddle Mountain Supply is committed to using the latest in technology and training to attend all your agronomic needs. Check out our website at www.performanceag.com for the latest in industry trends and market prices. Saddle Mountain Supply at performanceag.com. Quality you can count on, performance you can plan on.
Okay. Well, we're back, and we're at the halftime break. There's still 12 minutes left on the clock. The Othello Huskies are in the end zone on the far right end. Instead of going to the locker room, they want to converse about things in the end zone. And with us is Rylan Spencer. Rylan, thanks for joining us.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, you made a long trip. You're a left coast guy.
I am.
You came across the mountains. You wouldn't have normally been able to do that, but we've got a little bit of a schedule change that allowed you to come over and see us. But you're no stranger to this field, to this team, and we're glad to have you. What inspired you to kind of come over here and watch a game?
It's a Monday night, and I guess the only other thing that's going on was a couple of NFL games on ESPN, and I'd rather come out here and watch Royal and Othello.
I'm not sure I wouldn't rather watch a middle school game than an NFL game.
Yeah. Hey, I even got a little bit of the game that was going before tonight.
Yeah, C-Squad game. Pulled off a close victory. That was a good one. So tell me a little bit about what you think about. You've been here on the sidelines during warm-up. You were able to kind of get a feel for the teams and get a sense for maybe what you thought this game would be like. And so far in the first half, how has it been compared to what you thought it might look like?
You know, I expected a little bit more. I don't want to say dominance, but a little bit better play out of Othello in the trenches. Okay. I didn't think they were as physical as they look on paper. Let's say that because they are a real big team. But you know, it's a credit to Royal as much as anything because their defensive line is really getting after things. Their linebackers are flowing, making plays, and I mean, I don't know. That's one of the more exciting 22-0 first halves I've seen.
Yeah, we were talking about it even before the game. We said if Othello is going to have success, they're going to have to be between the tackles and move that defensive front of the Knights, take advantage of that fullback as much as they can with his strength. They did that a couple times. They were able to pick up some first downs a couple times, but by and large, they haven't gone to it enough, or it just has been stymied a little bit. That defensive front for the Knights, pretty athletic group of guys. And so it's been fun to kind of watch that battle go back and forth a little bit there.
Absolutely. I think that's where the speed of Royal, something you and I had kind of talked about before the game, is the speed is what Royal's going to have to use to win the game and really to win up front, and that's what they've done so far.
Tell me how you would assess the Royal offense so far in the first half.
I think the first couple of drives, I believe all their scoring was in the second quarter. I believe it was.
They had.
I think it was 0-0 at the end of the first. So I think
there was one touchdown scored in the first quarter.
Well, I can tell you this much: Sawyer Jenks just needed to take a deep breath.
Yeah,
he just needed to. Just to take a deep breath and just settle into the game. You could see he was trying to force some things early. He had some open receivers that he just overthrew, and it wasn't anything more than just he needs to get settled into the game, and I think he did. They ran the ball much better in the second quarter as well, and I think that really helped Jenks settle into the game.
Yeah, I would agree with you for sure. And I think as you saw towards the end of the second quarter there, when the Knights were moving the ball, putting points on the board, he was protected well enough and was using his eyes really well, kind of checking down, looking at his primary, secondary. In fact, on that touchdown to Ellis in the middle of the end zone, that was his third look.
Yes.
And saw Ellis coming across from the backside and was able to really throw a dart in there.
And that's what you get when he has a chance to settle down and just make the right read. Don't try to force anything. And, he definitely had a little more time in the second quarter than he did in the first. In the first, there was a couple of times where he got hit right as he was getting rid of the ball.
Yeah.
Tried to go deep on one that ended up being a reception with a fumble attached to it. Which I tell you what, I don't know how they made that call at full speed because I didn't see it.
That was like an incomplete pass to me.
But I'll tell you what, I was recording video right there. I went back and watched it, and it was actually a great call. I have no idea how they made that call in full speed, though.
Well, we'll give them one.
Yeah.
So, stats so far for the first half. Pretty balanced for the Knights. 15 carries and 19 pass attempts. Jinx ended up 12 of 19 for a touchdown and 136 yards passing. And the Knights on the ground, 15 carries for 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. That rushing load split between Alonzo Hernandez with 10 carries for 55 yards and Lorenzo Myrick, the sophomore, 5 carries for 60 yards. So about even in, I almost said acreage. Yardage between the two of them. And then from the receiving end, Corbin Christensen has 3 catches for 45 yards. But surprise, not a great surprise, but great to see him contribute as much this game. 3 catches for 42 yards for Gage Christensen, number 9. And and then everybody else basically has 1 catch. Jinx completed passes to 7 different receivers in the first half, so got to feel good about that. Don't have the completion percentages for Guzman from the Huskies, but not nearly as effective.
No.
But that's not their style. That's not their game.
No, they want to pound.
Yeah, and so when they are in that second long, third and long, it really kind of puts them on their heels a little bit. What do you think the Othello Huskies have to do in order to be able to get back into this game and make it competitive?
I'll tell you what, they got to get tougher up front. I would. One thing I don't think they really utilized in that first half. I don't think they got Perez going. Yeah. I think they need to just put the ball in his hand and just really grind it up the middle and see if you can't get 3-4 yards, get a couple of first downs, get some confidence going in that offensive line, and then get back to your offense. But he's really the load.
Yeah.
Right, and he's right there behind the quarterback, and he's just a tough physical runner. I'd get the ball in his hands, get things going again, and like I said, get that confidence, get a little rhythm, and get back to what you do.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with you. The question is whether they can do that. The Knights they deferred the toss, so they'll get the ball first, so the defense for the Huskies is going to have to come up big first here and stop the Knights. So, Rylan, appreciate talking to you about the game. But I want to give you a little bit to tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, why you're here. You're not here just because you're a football addict. That may be the primary reason that you're here.
That's definitely the primary reason.
But the reason you've been here before is because you're associated with the Russell Wilson Quarterback Academy, with Jay Keeps and that whole scenario. Tell us a little bit about that venture and kind of what you do when you're not traveling across the state watching football games.
Yeah, so I got a lot of different things going on, but the primary one is the Russell Wilson Quarterback Academy. But we were out here for a couple of days this summer. I know you were out here as well, working with the Knights, with the quarterbacks and the receivers specifically. And then there was the line play also. They were trying to insert some new blocking schemes. And so we had a coach out here. His name's Scott Enyart. He's the head coach over at Bothell High School. He's one of the better line coaches in the state. So brought him out to help out. And so, we got that. We do a lot of camps, and then there's the Russell Wilson Passing Academy. We're associated with that as well. Jake Heaps and we go to a lot of different games. I average about 54 games a year myself. I'm closing in on 300 since 2012. It's kind of fun. But the other thing I got going on right now, and you can see here, there's just a kind of a rinky-dinky camera, but we do a real good job. It's a thing we call NW Ballers Football, NW Ballers FB on Twitter. We make free highlight videos for games, players. If something happens, then if athletes want a specific highlight video for themselves, they can go online and purchase one of those for much less than anybody else charges. We do it just mostly for fun, kind of just, we get to so many games and we do so many things. We have a lot of fun, and we want to help these kids with recruiting while also not doing what everybody else does, which is make everybody pay a lot of money. Sure. So we do it much cheaper than everybody else. We have a lot of fun doing it.
So you talk about that, highlighting players and kind of helping with recruiting and some of that kind of stuff. Looking at these two teams, pick up 2 or 3 kids that you would think of that would maybe be kids who have a potential maybe to develop and play at the next level?
Well, I'd start first off with Isaiah Perez from Othello. Sure. He's just, I mean, I think he's listed at 6'3", 240, and he's only a sophomore. And I mean, that is a large a large human being for only being, you figure, probably coming up on 16 years old.
Sure.
And so, I mean, I think there's definitely something for him there. I'd heard some things about BYU potentially offering at one point or so. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'll find out tonight after the game. But sure. I think Sawyer Jenks is somebody that to really keep an eye on. He's not Caden, but I think he also I think he has his own skill set that is unique in the fact that he might be even a little bit taller already.
Mm-hmm. He is.
I wouldn't say he's got the same athleticism. He's a little bit more of a pocket passer, but I think that he has maybe a higher ceiling than Caden had, whereas you kind of knew where Caden was going to get to as a player. Whereas with Sawyer, you look at it, it's like, hey, he's got all the physical tools, and he makes it work now.
Right.
So imagine if he just keeps working and doing some things. There's a couple of big guys. I'm not sure names. I don't have a roster in front of me, but there's a couple of big guys on Othello that really, really do look like nice players. And I think the one thing that stands out for me with Royal, when I look at him as far as, like, say, collegiately, I think there's a lot of guys that really define the small school athlete that could be playing at a Division II or a Division III level. You have a lineman, I can't think of his name. I want to say it's Rayner
Byerly.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's nasty.
Yeah,
and I'll tell you what, he is a lot of fun to watch. And that's a kid that, he's undersized, but you can tell a guy to be physical and to get mean and to get tough. Yeah. But some guys just have it, and he's got it, and you can't really teach that. It's like you can tell him over and over, but I do like him as well too.
So Rayner got recognized a little bit at camp at Eastern for that kind of nastiness. Now in real life, nicest guy in the world.
Yeah. No, I met him when we were out here with the RWQB stuff, and
sure.
when he came up and said hi, I was like, wow, really? I was like, is that really that guy that I see on film?
Yeah,
wild.
Yeah. Yeah, great. So, hey, I know you got more roaming the sidelines to do. We just thought we'd capture you up here during halftime and chat with you a little bit. So appreciate you taking the time to come up here, and appreciate you making the trip.
Yeah, no problem.
You're invited back. Week 7, we play Connell.
We will be here. Me and Jay Keeps. We will be on our way out here.
That'll be a great one.
Yes, and I believe I'm actually bringing the head cameraman too.
Okay.
So we are trying to do a big production for that one.
Okay. Well, hopefully the Knights can deliver on that one as well. So appreciate you coming, and we'll let you get back to the sideline.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Drive safe.
From the most trusted name in the Columbia Basin comes Callahan Gravel. You'll love Callahan's rock-solid product. Multiple applications include driveways, roads, stackyards, and landscaping. A pothole's worst nightmare. Call Callahan Gravel at 346-2208 to get rocked.
On the information superhighway, it's time to experience Saddle Mountain Wireless. High-speed wireless internet for as low as $30.95. If you're a business needing dependability or a gamer needing speed, call Saddle Mountain Wireless at 932-5088. Saddle Mountain Wireless, 932-5088. Super fast internet is here.
Okay, well,
here, let me put this back.
It's good to have Ryland come talk to us.
Here.
He's a guy he's not joking. He's seen 50. He'll see 50 games a year, and so he's seen a lot of talent. And I've talked to him before the game. He really likes Royals' talent this year as a team, and so. Anyways, it's good. It's always good when we get media guys kind of wanting to be around the program. The Tri-Cities media Several of those guys that I'm familiar with were texting me today to make sure the game was on and sending their cameraman to make sure they get some highlights for tonight's game. So the Knights getting some recognition as they deserve. So glad to see that. So guys, what are your thoughts on the first half?
You know, one thing I guess I'd like explained is I was coming in late and Royal went down and it looked like they were about. Othello was about to score, and Royal had the ball, and they were coming this way from our left to right as I was coming in. And by the time I got up here, the ball was turned back over. Did we have a turnover, or was there?
Yeah. What happened was Corbin went up high to catch a pass, about a 25-yard pass. And as he caught it, he came down with it, and then he got hit by the defensive back, and the ball popped up in the air, and the other safety fell on it for the Huskies. So it's a completed pass, but a turnover. On a fumble by Corbin Christensen. So, and that's what gave the Huskies the ball. So the Knights, it was their third or fourth drive before they put points on the board. And then, even then, it was a little bit slow. But like we said, and like happened against Ellensburg, it was that second half of the second quarter where they came on strong, scored a couple touchdowns, and were able to extend the lead to 22-0 at the half. The Knights have both teams are have warmed up, gotten loose again. Doesn't take too much. It's plenty warm tonight.
Yeah.
And again, still no wind, so really kind of a muggy night. Anyways, both teams have warmed up, and now they've made their way to the sidelines. And kicking teams are about to take the field. The Knights deferred. They won the toss and deferred at the beginning of the game, so they will choose to receive to start the second half.
Knights really just 22-0 sounds super dominating. I think we're going to see an even more dominating performance in the second half.
Yeah, they really in the second quarter just barely started getting rolling. They didn't really have much going on in the first quarter. They kind of let Othello control the tempo and slow it down. And first quarter, second quarter, they came back and saw a little bit more of the way they looked against Ellensburg. A little faster, a little better running game.
Mondragon, the kicker for the Huskies, set the kick from our left to right. And we'll get this second half underway. Knights leading 22-0. Back deep for the Knights. They're going to punch it to the corner and try to get it out of bounds, and it's going to get out of bounds just in time. It's going to go out of bounds about the 27-yard line, but they'll bring that up to the 35. Am I right?
Yeah. Kind of odd. Did they want somebody to touch it?
Oh, they were just trying to get it. You know, we do that, but we kick it higher. So someone's forced to either fair catch it or you blow them up and you get the ball. But it just does.
That was really weird.
A little more practice, and they'll get that kick up in the air. And so the Knights will have their first possession of this second half.
I'm liking how on the YouTube channel you can put the score there when there's no video.
Yeah, and then people can look in, and I keep saying it, but people want to know the time too, so I keep trying to repeat it. As Jenks will stay in shotgun like he does most of the time. The give will be up to Hernandez up the middle, and he busts out to the outside and get forward for right about 5 yard, right out to the 40-yard line. 5-yard gain, second down and 5.
Just a simple play here to start the half. Get the ball in the hands of Hernandez off the right side. Gets outside just enough to pick up 5 yards. Going to be ball pointed at the 40-yard line of the Knights. Second down and 5.
Yeah, just give him an opportunity to do what he does. Run hard, run over people.
Two receivers near side to the left. Jenks and shotgun. He's got Hernandez to his right hip, but they're going to blow that play dead. As we're going to have probably a false start.
I would guess so. So that will negate the 5-yard gain. Bring up second down and 10. No, they're going to call defensive offsides.
No,
boy,
yep, they're far enough to our right you couldn't quite see.
Yeah, but
I didn't see any movement.
They've been contrary to what I thought it was going to be every
all
time.
Night. Yeah.
Every time. Last against the Knights, they called a false start when I thought the defense had jumped offsides. This time I thought the Knights had false started, and the Othello Huskies are penalized 5 yards for jumping offsides.
And they're going to call it a first down.
Oh, wow, yeah.
First and 10 for the Knights from their own 45-yard line. Same formation, two receivers near side, Christensen and Farias. Jenks takes the shotgun snap. Play action. Now he pulls it out. He's rolling out to his left, lets it go. It's just over the head of Corbin Christensen, just a little off his target as he was sprinting out to his left. Had to throw across his body like that. That's a harder throw for a right-handed quarterback, but just a little off target. Falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, much more comfortable for a right-handed quarterback to roll out to the right, left-handed quarterback to roll to the left.
He had a lot on it, though, for rolling the wrong direction.
Too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of sailed out in front and a little bit high. So
I guess that's what you would expect because you don't get the chance to really plant and run in the wrong way.
And sometimes it's hard to point your shoulder at the target the way you're supposed to.
Farias engaged Christensen near side. This time to give to, that looks like, that is Hernandez. He busts out to the outside.
Nice
what a great block
nice
by
cut.
Farias on the left side across midfield all the way down inside the 30. They're going to mark him out about the 27-yard line. And they're going to say, I just said it was a great block, and now there's a flag at the feet. And Coach Allred is just beside himself, and he kind of knows the white hat. And they're both kind of saying, hey, this is what the call is. That's what we're calling. And it was I want to see that one. I want to see that one tomorrow morning.
They're going to pick it up. Can you believe that? They're going to pick up the flag. No,
that's why the white hat was saying, hey, settle down, coach. Got it under control here. It was a great block that sprung that another 20 yards off that run. Just recognize Angel Farias. It's Farias, right? Sometimes I say Farias. It's Farias.
Farias. Ball's going to go all the way down to the 27. So that is a 33-yard gain.
That was beautiful.
They'll send Farias and Corbin Christensen up top wide to the right. Keep the double tight ends in.
It was Patrick Acevedo that eventually knocked Hernandez out of bounds.
Oh, and we've got a jump on the right side, but I'm going to wait to see what they say.
Yeah, that's got to be on the right side for the Knights. If not, I clearly know nothing about football.
And they are going to call a false start on the Knights.
Yeah, that's
5-yard penalty.
22 Isaac Ellis wanted to get a little bit of an early start.
Actually, it was CJ. Isaac was on this side, so we'll rat CJ out on this one. But they jumped on the right side, and it was kind of a long count. And Othello was jittery and jumping around. It was just kind of a botched play. So the Knights will have 5 extra yards to make up here.
That must have been CJ because he's coming out of the game. He's coming out of the game. Got to stand by Coach Allred for a play. Get a stern look.
Single tight end this set. Corbin Christensen in isolation down here on the near side. They're going to throw to him. He's going to bust to the inside on that inside screen, but played well by the cornerback. And that's number 34 for the Huskies. 34 is Bernabe Garza. Is that how you say it? Bernabe Garza. We'll call him Bernie. How's that sound?
Yep. Or just Garza.
Number 34 just read through and busted through a good block, and he got, 3 yards back? Yep. So it's going to be 2nd down and 12. To the short side of the field, too. That's also sometimes difficult. You get that linebacker so close, they suck them over to the side.
Double tight end formation.
And we're going to have another false start.
Unroyal again.
This was a concern that the coaches had going into last week's game.
Right.
And the Knights actually did really well and didn't false start very much. And actually didn't in the first half, but a couple here in a row in this drive, making things much more difficult for the offense. The offensive line so far has done an excellent job, both in pass protection and in run blocking.
Lorenzo Myrick, running back in the game. He's got a low snap. He's going to have to just fall on it. And he does, and he's going to get tagged down right at the 40, so it's going to be a loss of about 6 yards. Well, they'll put it up to the 39, a 5-yard loss. So 3rd down, and let's see if we can add this up, 23.
Yeah. He tried to pick it up, but he couldn't quite get a handle on it. A little slippery.
He kind of was had one leg, through his legs, trying to pick it up.
Through the wicket.
Yeah.
A low snap.
But luckily, Coach Allred has the perfect play for 3rd and 23. We'll see if we can execute it.
2 receivers wide to the right. Jenks this time will step under center with Myrick in the backfield directly behind him. They will play action to him. He rolls out to his right. He's got room to throw, and he does. And it's It's called, but it comes off the hand. Is that Gage? Because I'm going to laugh if that's Gage. Because it comes off the hands of, I think, it's Farias who made the catch. Yeah. And I think it was CJ or is that Isaac coming across the middle?
I think it was Isaac.
I think it's Isaac, and the ball kind of looped in and popped up in the air. And Angel was just right there to make that catch and brings it up to the original line of scrimmage. So we're going to have a 4th down and a long 10.
Well, it's 2 games in a row this year where we had one tipped up and caught.
Yeah.
That was a 12-yard gain. That's the 3rd catch for 36 yards for Farias. Brings up 4th down and 11. The Knights will go for it from the Othello Husky 28-yard line.
3 receivers near side to the left. Myrick's still in at running back. Long count. Jenks takes the snap. He's looking to throw and lets it go across the middle on a quick slant, and it's going to be caught.
They're going to call it a catch.
That is a catch, and I want to see what that is. That's Ojeda.
It's going to be enough for the first down as well.
We've had 2 Wanachoas, and it throws me off every time I say Ojeda's name. But really great executed 12-yard play for first down yardage.
That was a beautiful catch. It was down a little bit low, and he had to kind of just fall over and grab it as he went down.
Yeah, he needed 10. He got 11. No, he needed 11, and he got 12.
I'm just looking at Logan Gomez on the sideline. That boy is a load.
You know what? He has really transformed his body,
wow.
too. He was bigger and less
strong.
Less strong and less endurance last year, and he really worked over the offseason.
3 receivers near side to the left. Gage Christensen in that inside slot. Jenks under center. This time, play action up the middle. Lets that ball go across the middle. It's behind him just a little bit, but it's caught by Farias. Touchdown.
Nice catch.
And he had to throw it at that point. I think he wanted to step one more second and get that ball out in front, but he had to throw it. Angel was able to turn his body to the back and make that catch. That's the second week in a row he's been able to make a throw on the backside catch and touchdown for Angel.
2 big catches for Angel on this drive. One of 12 yards and another one of 16 yards to cap off that drive. Key plays on that drive. 3rd and 23, and the Knights converted it.
Yeah.
Going on 4th down and get the first down.
Well, no, 3rd and 23, and they got it up to the 10-yard, and then they converted it on the 4th and about 11.
Yep.
But, some great plays by the Knights. Extra point is good, 29-0, 7:30 left to go in the 3rd quarter. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
You can just let everybody think you don't know how to type.
Good set of plays there for the Knights as they began to shoot themselves in the foot as they moved back for offsides and then a bad snap that had to get jumped on and where it looked just like they weren't going to have anything happen. The Knights are able to get some quick punch there and make the score 29-0. 7:30 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
And Sawyer Jinks was 4 out of 5 on that drive.
And they were all ropes, just absolute bullets.
That's going to get taken right about the 15-yard line. Tried to take her up the middle, busted out to the outside by number 7, and he's going to get brought down just right at the 20.
He's only going to pick up about 5 yards. He ran about 30 yards to pick up 5 yards instead of just getting straight up field.
Yep.
He probably could have got 10 or 12 if he would have gone straight up field.
That'll happen in high school football. They'll have a return left on, and they'll kick it. The other opposing team will kick it to the opposite side, and the kid's just determined that he's going to do what the coach says he's going to do. And then he gets to the sideline, and the coach goes, "Hey, man, just turn that straight up and get what you can." Well, I thought we were doing return left, so.
Yeah. Sometimes you can't win.
Sometimes.
Yep. First drive of the second half for the Huskies, starting from their own 20-yard line. They trail the Knights 29-0 with 7 minutes and 25 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
I didn't see what happened there, but there's just a big pile. I don't know if Guzman tried to keep it on option down the line or if they gave it to Perez.
That's what it was. It was an option.
And CJ Quintero gets up off the bottom of that pile, first guy in there to make the stop.
In Guzman's defense, though, when they run the option, there hasn't been a lot of option to it.
But there's penetration by the Knights defensive line, which messes that up. You get 2 yards deep, and that really messes up option teams.
You run out of options quick.
All right. You're so punny, Clancy.
Yeah, well, I try.
Guzman under center. Quick throw out to the right on the out, and that's going to sail high over 10 receiver. Number 10 is Kobe Escamilla.
Isaac Ellis was the inside coverage from his linebacker position. Corbin Christensen coming up from behind as the cornerback, and thought he was going to have a play maybe to intercept that ball because it floated a little bit, but it went over the top of everybody and out of bounds.
Did we talk about Connell Ellensburg's score? Did you mention that halftime it was 7-3 Ellensburg at half?
7-3 Ellensburg at the half.
With a report that Connell is not playing well, but that is from a Connell fan. So,
of course, if you're trailing, you never think you're playing well.
Play action to Perez, and they're going to throw that long down the middle, and it's up there, and it's caught. That's got to be Villarreal.
Yeah, for sure.
And that is number 5. Villarreal makes the catch all the way into night territory down to the 41-yard line in double coverage. So it was a good throw. The ball was right on the money.
Nearly triple coverage.
Pretty good coverage.
Yeah,
that was just good execution of a play right there.
There were 2 Knights right there, right with him.
Yeah, Guzman, that's by far his best ball of the night.
Yeah.
Put it up over the top to Villarreal, and he's able to bring it in, even though there's Knights kind of bracketing him on both sides. Moves it into Knight territory all the way down to the Knight 42-yard line. First down and 10 for the Huskies.
Guzman this time steps back in shotgun. They're going to give to Perez, and he almost has someone around his feet, but he's got a I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but a rolling body full of steam, and he's crossed right down to the 30-yard line. So that's good for about 11 or 12 yards.
34, Alonzo Hernandez was the one in the backfield and had a shot at him. And, Alonzo is a very sure tackler. There's not many guys that break his tackles. He's going to have to change his target area on Perez to get him down. He's a strong kid, big legs, big hips, and he's going to run through tackles. And so
he's bigger than most high school linemen and as athletic as any fullback you'll come across in high school.
Long count under center. The option, they pitch it out to the tailback this time, and they throw a flag in there quick. Was there a face mask?
Call face mask is the only thing I can guess they would be calling that for.
They brought him down for a loss.
CJ Quintero and Lorenzo Myrick were the ones in there on the stop.
And they're going to say there was a face mask on the Knights.
5-yard penalty, not the personal foul version, just the 5-yard penalty, I believe.
But it was about a 4-yard loss.
Yeah.
So
would have been about a 4-yard loss, so it'd probably be about a 1-yard gain when all is said and done.
Still first down.
Why would you try to get to the outside against the Knights after your fullback just broke off a 13, 14, 15-yard run?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you wouldn't just feed the beast.
Yeah, just keep giving it to Perez. That's your best bet.
Yeah.
Every time he's got the ball,
I know
he's run over 3 or 4 people.
I know you're down by 4 touchdowns, and the clock isn't your friend, and maybe running the ball up the middle is something you don't think you're going to score quick enough, but scoring at all is better than not scoring, right?
Yeah. Still first down, but a first down and 9 after that 5-yard face mask penalty. This time, a roll out to the left, looking to throw to it's knocked away.
Nearly
incomplete. Lorenzo Myrick. And I want to say that's number 42, who's intended for. And 42 is Tanner Butcher. As they tried, I think he must come off a tight end spot. They kind of just flare him out to that outside fade to the corner. And
Faria dang near had it.
Oh, that was Farias?
It was Farias back there. And, I think he thought he was going to be defending the pass. And then all of a sudden, the last second,
it's like, thought, that ball,
oh, my gosh, that ball's coming to me. And then he just wasn't able to kind of repurpose his effort into catching the ball instead of defending the pass. Second down and 9 now, inside the 30-yard line of the Knights for the Huskies.
They were sending 2 receivers off wide to the left. The quick pitch out to the right side. Following Perez, good block, but stepped up. Goodbye. That's Lorenzo Myrick. Does that ball come out?
Come loose.
What are they going to say?
Nope,
they're going to say he was down.
Yep. The side judge quickly definitively came in and said he was down. But it's Lorenzo Myrick that gets back there and makes that initial stop.
No gain.
Or if it's a gain, it's a half a yard. The fullback, Perez, did a nice job blocking the outside linebacker, but everything kind of flowed underneath that. And
Lorenzo was able to step up quickly from that safety spot. And
it was kind of an interesting tackle, though, because Lorenzo and the running back hit, and then Lorenzo fell down and was able to pop up and actually make the tackle, too.
Yeah.
It was a nice play.
Yeah, 3rd down and 9 now. Guzman under center.
They're going to go with a pro set in the backfield. The running back side by side as Guzman will step under center. Steps back, 3-step drop, and he's going to get swallowed up. That's Javier Hutron and Logan Gomez. Right there, quickly. He didn't have time to even think about where he was going to throw it.
Nope, they're going to share a sack there.
Well, that the hit he took was really similar to the throw that Farias almost intercepted. On that play, Guzman got hit by 2 Knights as well from both sides.
4th down and about 14 from the Knight 34-yard line. I'm sure they're going for it because it's that no man's land. You don't want to punt it too far to kick it.
Yeah, 4th down and 14. The Knights defensive backs have to be salivating here. See if the defensive front can put pressure.
Shotgun snap, and he's going to get hit right as he throws. The ball comes up, knocked away, and falls down incomplete.
Which is what
Lorenzo
you want to do.
Myrick just slamming the turf with his fist, but he wanted that knocked down.
Guzman takes a hit. It's Rams Gonzalez and CJ Quintero that meet at the same time to put the hit on Guzman as he releases it. And from the safety position, Myrick does a nice job coming over the top and tipping that ball away. Falls to the turf. The ball is turned over on downs to the Knights. They're going to have the ball on their own 34-yard line. This is their second offensive possession of the second half with 4 minutes left in the third quarter and a 29-0 lead.
Knights will keep things in tight in that right side tight cluster of 3 receivers. Jenks in shotgun. This time they give to Lorenzo. That's Hernandez run the right side. He's breaking tackles left and right, steps in and out. He's still on his feet, going to get right out near midfield for about a 15-yard run.
Did you see that? It looked to me like that ball kind of bounced up, and then he had to re-secure it a little bit as he was about to be brought down. He's going to pick up 15
Even a
yards.
16-yard right at
16?
midfield.
Yeah, he's just running over people tonight and running through them. A lot of leg tackles that he's been able to break as well.
That puts him over 100 yards rushing on the night. He's got 13 carries for 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. So great night for Alonzo and what we expect out of him week in, week out.
Knights flip-flop, put that tight cluster on the left side. They play action, but they send him right up the middle, and I think that's Lorenzo.
I think that's Myrick this time. Right.
That is Myrick, and he gets forward for at least 8 or 9. They're going to mark him back, though. Maybe it's only going to be 7.
I feel like he gets through the line so fast, nobody realizes it, so he gets like 5 yards a carry because nobody sees him until he's 5 yards in.
You know, one of the more frustrating things for me in the world to watch is a running back who stutter steps in the backfield.
He doesn't do that.
No, you stutter step at the linebacker.
Yeah. We watched that.
You bust through the hole and you stutter step at the linebacker.
He stutter steps right after he passes the linebacker because it's the safety that
we watched that with our team on Saturday night, Mike. Yeah. That was our problem. 3 receivers bunch that near side. This time they give to Hernandez, or is that Myrick again? It's still Myrick, and he gets across down to the 35, inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. That is about a 9-yard run. So, fresh set of downs, first down from the Othello 39-yard line. And Corbin's still sitting on the ground. I can't decide if he's hurt or cramped.
So right before half, he was on the sidelines. It looked like they were working
and he is cramped.
Yeah,
so it's always good to see somebody pushing back on the top of somebody's foot because that's a solvable problem.
So 7 carries for 76 yards for Lorenzo Myrick. So we may be in a situation here by the end of the game where we have 200-yard rushers.
Yeah.
So that'd be a nice feat. And that is, as much of anything, it is it says a lot about the offensive line, you know. And they've also provided protection for Sawyer pretty well as well tonight. So
yeah, a lot of the ones where they have got in on Sawyer, it's like a blitzing linebacker or something that doesn't get picked up.
What's Sawyer's completion stats? Because they should be pretty darn good.
He was 12 for 19 in the first half. He's 4 for 5 in this half. So he's 16 out of 24. That's 2/3, 66%.
And he's had some throws.
He completed about
really great throws.
He completed about 57, 58% last week.
I know Dad's going crazy up in Canada. I'm sure he's working. He's not fishing or something like that, is he?
Well, what's he doing in Canada that is more important than being here to watch his son?
Trust me. I know he would love to be here if he could, but it's actually kind of cool that we have this ability now to be able to listen and hear what's happening around the league.
Yeah, I agree. There's no doubt about it. Of course, this is a Monday game, right? Everybody's expecting a Friday
exactly.
game, so.
Plans are made, and there you go.
First down and 10 for the Knights from the Othello Husky 34-yard line.
Motion across the backfield by Farias. They do give to him there. Are they going to say false start? Is that illegal motion?
Yeah, that's a signal.
False start. So it'll roll back 5 yards. They try to get Farias in that kind of fly sweep. Fast kid. Good guy to put the ball in his hands. But a little bit of a low snap bounced it up, but the false start negated all of that. The Knights have a first down and 15. The ball on the Othello Husky 39-yard line. The Knights are going from our right to left. 2:20 left to go in the third quarter, leading 29-0. Again, that motion comes. This time I'm guessing they're not going to give it to him, and they don't. Pulls that out. Oh, and he gets hit as he throws, and the ball falls to the turf. Number 90 came right through and put a shot on Sawyer, Michael Gutierrez.
Yeah, that's one guy we were saying before the game that he looked like he might be quite a player. 6'1", 240-pound senior defensive lineman. And it's about the first times that a guy has broke free, I guess, got to Sawyer as he was throwing the ball and fluttered that ball out of his hand. Luckily.
Yeah, just hit him right in the wrist.
No Knights were able to get to it, but luckily no Huskies were able to get to it either. He's going to bring up second down and 15 now for the Knights from the Husky 39-yard line, with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left in the third quarter.
Two receivers up top, wide to the right. They'll give to Myrick straight up the middle. Still on his feet across the 35 down to about the 32, 33-yard line. Good hard run for about 7 yards.
7 yards, yeah.
He started to pass up his blockers on that. He hit that hole so hard. Which is easy to do because the blockers are blocking the guy and he's running.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it sound like blockers aren't doing their job because that's why he's getting there.
Well, last drive, the Knights had the ball third and long. They got it third and long again. Let's see if they can keep this drive going.
The give to Myrick. He cuts up and he just gets his feet taken out by number 55. A really good big play saving tackle by 55. That's Elijah Roylance.
He's only going to pick up 2 yards on that.
So Knights will have a fourth down and about 7.
Again, this is a no man's land. Both teams have had the ball in this similar place on the field, and every time both teams have opted to go for it, even though it's a long down and distance situation. The ball's at the 31-yard line of the Huskies. Fourth down and 7 for the Knights.
Knights will send 3 receivers wide to the right as Myrick will remain in at running back. Jenks takes the shotgun snap, sprints out to his right, lets that ball go. Just perfect timing, caught by Farias, stepping in and out of people, still on his feet, down inside the 10-yard line. And you know what? Sawyer held that ball as long as he had to and threw that ball knowing he was going to take a shot because that was this unblocked outside linebacker coming after him. A really good step into the throw, knowing you're going to get popped in the teeth.
And once again, he did a nice job, looking around the field to find the guy. And that wasn't his first look, and there he was, open in the middle.
Yep, he's really blossomed into a varsity quarterback these first 2 games.
5 catches for 75 yards for Farias. So Farias is blossoming as well in this game. And, Jenks, that was beautiful. First and goal for the Knights from the 8-yard line. 22 seconds left in the third quarter.
Give to Lorenzo Myrick, who turns and cuts right up the middle. It's going to get a few yards, probably near the 5-yard line, maybe even down to the 4. Fall on the left side of his line, so it'll be second down and goal. The ball on the 4-yard line. Well, they're going to pop it out to the 5. It looks like. So
and,
they'll put
unrelated to the ball carrier, Manuel Alvarez Sanchez on that play absolutely destroyed his assignment.
Manny Alvarez.
Yeah, Manny Alvarez.
Oh man,
Manny Alvarez, number 55. He is, if you look at him, he is a prototypical tackle body. Long arms, good legs and hips. Now, he's a senior, and this is his first year starting. And he's a guy you've looked at his potential for a couple years now and thought if that kid ever figures it out, well, in the offseason, he proved himself. He's now the starting right tackle for the Knights. And barring the one false start, I think that was attributed to him, he's been a godsend actually to the offensive line. He's one of those key components.
He took his guy on that play from the right tackle, drove him well past where the left tackle started out, and then put him in the dirt.
Mm-hmm. You know, I think I told you, Mike, at spring ball, they had a little barbecue, and I saw this kid meandering about the barbecue, and I said, well, who are you? What's your name? He told me Manny Alvarez. And I wasn't familiar enough to know who he was because he hasn't really had a lot of varsity time. And I said, well, you play football, don't you? And he goes, yeah, but my knees hurt. And I just said, you're way too big and strong to not be out there. And he said, I've got plans to be out there. And so springtime, he was already in that process of earning his spot for the year, and he's done a great job.
That was an impressive block.
Fourth quarter is going to start here with the Knights leading 29-0 with the ball on about the 4-yard line. Second down and goal, the ball on the 4-yard line going from our left to right.
I think we've lost the T on the keyboard of the laptop. I can't get a T to type out.
That's bad news.
Yeah, it is.
Leading block to Lorenzo. He's going to step in almost untouched to the left side. Touchdown, Lorenzo Myrick and the Knights. Boy, this old laptop served us well.
Yeah. 11 carries, 93 yards, and finally a first touchdown on the season for Lorenzo Myrick to stretch the lead for the Knights. That's the first play of the fourth quarter. The Knights take a commanding lead, and we await the extra point.
Good snap with Juan Ochoa holding it. Oh, that's going to glance off the left side. With the new holder, I don't know if anything went wrong because he was perfect right up till then. Yeah. 11:54 left to go in this game. The Knights going to have a score of 35-0 over the Othello Huskies. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com. There we are. Knights lead 35-0 after that quick punch touchdown by Lorenzo Myrick over the left side.
I got to just say that I think if our little soundboard had slides, it would be much more satisfying.
That thing's 12 years old.
I mean, it works fine, but it'd just be more
sliders
satisfying.
Would be a lot better. A T on the keyboard would be nice, too. The four quarter.
The 5's not working.
Oh, man.
Either.
Uh-oh. They put that dangerous ball up. They tossed that ball, tried to give it back to the back guy, and it went. I think he just wasn't looking for it.
It was kind of odd. Like, I don't know.
It was almost like, I don't want this. You take it. And it flew over his shoulder, but they were able to get back on it, but the ball's going to be marked down about the 29-yard line.
Well, you're right. He threw it to the return man like he didn't want it, but number 52 chased that down like a center fielder and caught it over his shoulder. So if he didn't want it, don't chase it.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was a nice catch, though. Looked like it could have saved a double.
You know, you're scaring people to death right now, Mike. It says 3-0 in the fourth quarter.
It's not my fault.
It's 35-0.
35-0.
Put a 36 just for fun.
There you go.
Okay.
Or 34.
Maybe that's better.
It's gonna make people that turn it on and not. Actually, we'll get more listeners if you leave it 3-0. So maybe that would be
they'll think it's a nail.
That'll be the strategy as they give to the right side to the tailback. He's broken free around that right side, gets forward for about 7 yards. Had a chance 2 times. The Knights had a chance at him. That was number. I want to say that's number
4. It was number 4.
That was
Logan Gilbert's number 4.
No, Logan Gilbert. Isaac Barragon.
Oh.
Really quick run. Showed some real bursts of speed there.
Starting to see some substitutions on the defense for the Knights. Number 4, Logan Gilbert into the game. Number 43, Jack Diaz into the game for the Knights. What they've done is moved Juan Ojeda to corner and brought Logan Gilbert in at safety. So they just shift the guys around a little bit as Corbin Christensen's probably not going to play
By formation, they tried to fake to Perez, and they pitched the option out to the tailback, number 4, Barragon, and he just destroyed.
Well,
what would you say? You think there was an option on that, Clancy?
Yeah, I do. But see, Guzman got hit so hard.
He did.
And then as he's going down, he's like, maybe. And he pitches it off. And, oh, man. He got up really slow.
I saw in film against Connell that he got through the line, broke 2 tackles, was 4 yards downfield. Just as about he was get hammered down again, he pitched it to the tailback on the option. So he will pitch it at any time. Sometimes I think it's designed that he wants to get rid of it. Sometimes he feels like it's a hot potato.
3rd down and 5. Guzman looks to throw. He pump fakes. It's an out and up, but he's going to get brought down by Rams Gonzalez on that right side defensive end. And he's going to get sacked back on the 25-yard line.
That's at least
and they help him back up.
Maybe 3rd sack of the night.
Moving really slow.
Yeah, I don't know if he got the wind knocked out of him or what, because he got put right down on his back.
Favoring his left leg.
He's gonna feel it in the morning.
Yeah.
He's definitely been in a football game. There's no doubt about that. We're rolling under 10 minutes left in the 4th quarter. The Knights have a 36-0 lead, seemingly in control, and it's going to be 4th down and 13 here after a big sack by Rams Gonzalez. Guzman still kind of stumbling his way into position here as the protector for the punter. Knights are going to send back is that 5, Farias back to receive the punt, but it's going to be a really
high short kick again. The Knights looking
to
get away from it. It's going to get across midfield. Takes a little bit of a Husky bounce, but not much. Knights going to get the ball on their own 48-yard line with a short field. 9:23 left to go in the game. Knights lead by a score of 35-0. If you're looking at the screen, our 5 doesn't work on our computer, so
shoddy equipment around here. Jeez.
I've provided the last 2 laptops, Mike, so it's time for you to step up. Actually, I've got another one sitting there in a pile at home, yeah, so we might have to try that.
All right. It's just such a pain loading all the gimmicks and software and all that stuff on here, but we'll figure it out. 1st and 10 for the Knights from their own 48-yard line.
Give to Hernandez on that left side, pops out a little bit wider and gets forward all the way to the 45-yard line of the Othello Huskies. They're going to say the 46, so about a 6-yard run. 2nd down and 4.
115 yards on the ground for him. 93 yards on the ground for Myrick.
Yeah, just one.
I'd like to see Myrick get the 7 yards, so we have 200-yard rushers.
That's
That'd
like one
fun.
more carry for Myrick.
Yeah.
You just give him another one of those little gashes up the middle, and he'll have it.
We do have 9 minutes left, and we don't have a running clock yet, so all sorts of time available.
Jenks is going to give to Hernandez, but they had guys, 3 guys coming right up the middle, and just were on him as the handoff was given to him.
It's going to be a loss of 6.
Yeah, I think it's going to bring it back to about the 49-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and 9.
There were Huskies everywhere on that play.
Yep, they had sniffed that one out pretty well. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. Ball back to the 49-yard line on the Knights side. 8 minutes and 11 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
I'm sure glad we got a chance to play this game tonight. I would have been really disappointed if this wouldn't have worked out to get this game in.
Yeah.
Shotgun snap, give to Hernandez, and that's Perez just coming from the far side across, just looking to do some damage, and he did for a loss of about a yard. So it's going to be 4th down and 10, and I think the Knights are going to practice their punt.
Yeah. Getting a scoring update in the 3rd quarter. Prosser leads Zilla by a score of 22-15.
Zilla had the lead there for quite a time.
21-15.
That's a really close score.
That's a close score.
Zilla had, I think, the halftime lead.
Did they? Prosser had beat Kennewick last week, a 3A school.
3A.
So Zilla, a team to contend with, obviously.
Yeah, that's.
Or Prosser is not.
Yeah.
Good snap. Pretty good kick as it's going to take a bounce, and they're going to have to stay away from it. And
last we knew about
go inside
Connell,
about the 15-yard line.
Last we knew about Connell Ellensburg, Ellensburg was leading 7-3. Is there an update since then?
No here.
Yeah.
We don't have an update. Anybody
Let's
got
see
an
if I can
update?
get Weston
Share
to
it
give
with
me an
us.
update.
That's a surprising score with Prosser and Zilla. I would not expect that.
I would expect Prosser would be out in front a little bit more
A lot,
than that.
yeah. That's interesting.
Zilla graduated a lot, but they're a good program. They're always solid.
So is Prosser, though.
And so is Prosser. Prosser beat Kennewick last week by about that same score, 22-15 or something like that.
First and 10 for the Huskies, the ball on their own 15-yard line. They're way deep in their own territory, going from our right to left on the near hash. Receivers left and right. They'll quick pitch out to the Baragon on that sweep around the right side. He's got room to run. He gets breaks for one guy. If he doesn't make this tackle, we're going to be in trouble, and he gets him down.
Wait a minute. That is a big play. That is a big play for the Huskies. But what's most remarkable about that play? Number 66, Ryder Eilers,
chased
the defensive lineman.
Tackle, chased him down and snatched him to the ground.
Because you heard me saying in the process of that, who if you don't get him, it's gone. And Riders who chased him down.
Ryder Eilers
that was amazing.
Is 5'9", 5'10", probably about 235, 40 pounds, something like that.
That was an amazing play.
That was
motor.
impressive.
I want to see that on film.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Pretty cool.
First and 10 for the Huskies on their own 43-yard line. As they look to the sideline to maybe get a play change, they'll switch back to an I formation. Quick pitch out this side to number 7 this time as he's met by Myrick, and I want to see who comes up the bottom there because that's the first guy that was there low.
Well, but you got to give credit, even though the play wasn't finished by C.J. Quintero.
Is that a cramp? That's is that Hutrain?
Yeah. C.J. Quintero didn't make the play, but C.J. Quintero took out the lead blocker.
Yeah.
Drove that lead blocker 4 or 5 yards back in the backfield and allowed the rest of the defensive flow to get to that and make that tackle for no gain. So that's one that's not going to show in the stats for CJ, but he's the one that enabled that defense to stop them at no gain by taking out that lead blocker. Second down and 10 now. Guzman under center. He's going to look to throw out to the right. He does. He completes the pass.
It's going to be good for a first down across midfield all the way down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Good for about... What's that, 29, 30? Is that 30? No, that's nearly 20 yards.
Yeah. I was just thinking, as Othello ended their last defensive series, that it seemed like there was a different defense on the field that series, and this offensive series for Othello has felt like a different team as well.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely they're looking better than they looked all night. This last
and the Knights are working in lots of kids. There's lots of kids getting a chance to play now. Receivers left and right. This time they give on the cross in the backfield. They give to number 4, Baragon, who crisscrosses to the left side, and he'll barrel his way forward for about 4 yards.
43, Jack Diaz makes the tackle. Number 24, C.J. Quintero's put in a great effort on defense. He's going to come off to the sideline. Number 52, Adrian Banda, is going to get his first time in the game.
4-yard gain, second down and 6 on the night, 34-yard line.
5 minutes, 30 seconds left in the game.
That seems like it should have been a illegal procedure as he bowls up the middle and gets all the way inside the 20, all the way down to the 15. I was looking around going, where's the flag? Because it sure seemed like most of the team took off before the ball was snapped. But
yeah, inside give to the fullback, and he picks up.
That was the quarterback.
That was the quarterback.
Kept it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That was.
I almost think it was a broken play. That was that weird looking, but what do I know? 15 down to the 15-yard line. First and 10 on the night, 15-yard line. 5 minutes left to go in this game.
I see how you could confuse him with a fullback, though.
Yeah, he looks like a fullback.
I don't know if that's a flak jacket or just his gut, but I don't think it's his gut.
Yes, it is.
No, he's a big guy.
Little confusion there. As Guzman turned to pitch it to the right.
Yeah, no one was there.
The flow of the fullback and running back went to the left, so he has to kind of double pump that thing and then pitch it over to the left. And as he does that, the Knights defense is able to get into the backfield and cause about a 2-yard loss.
He's kind of hurting, and I almost feel like everybody went the right place but him.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And so he wasn't thinking quite straight on that, but he's able to get the pitch out, but the Knights able to push back a 2-yard loss. Second down and 12.
68 Paxton in the game for the Knights.
He'll keep it and roll out to the right side. Looks to throw, and it gets just a little bit outside the reach of his intended receiver.
Banda and Hernandez chasing him down from the backside. He limps back to the huddle. He's been limping probably the whole last two possessions.
Quarter,
yeah.
And
but
I can't
keeps
get
fighting, not giving up, and you got to appreciate the effort that he's making. He did have a guy open there and threw it out past his outstretched hand.
Trevor Himes was the intended receiver there. So they're going to call a timeout to get some things straight. We going to take a timeout too?
Sure, let's do that.
We'll do that. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.
My name is Chris Culbertson. I own Colby's Greenhouse. We grow 3 to 4 million plants a year. We put 1 million miles a year on our rigs. We service a dozen farm vehicles. I've been a good Napa customer. This is the first business truck that I ever bought, so it's had a lot of Napa parts. One thing I like about my local Napa store, I just call them up and say, hey, they know who I am. I would recommend that anyone shop at Napa. Great prices, great availability, excellent warranty. Napa's the one for us.
Napa, get the good stuff.
Let's go.
4:11 left to go in the game. Knights lead 35-0. Othello has the ball on the Knight 17-yard line with a 3rd down and 12.
You got to figure this is 4-down territory. I think that's the first time out they've used in this half, and their goal has to be at least to put up some points here.
Pro set in the backfield. Guzman under center. He'll step straight back, looks to throw, but he's going to get brought down. He's a hurting kid right now.
Yeah,
you can just tell he's leg is not feeling too good, and he's not too confident in darting out of the pocket.
Nope. Ryder Eiler's the first one that gets to him and brings him down, so that's Ryder's first varsity sack. Good for him. He's made a couple good plays defensively on this drive, even though the Huskies have been able to move the ball a bit.
Othello's going to take a timeout here, too. It might be a good time with the game fairly well in hand. 3:49 left to go. Knights lead 35-0. Talk a little bit about potential PerformanceEgg.com performers of the game.
Well, who did we give it to last week? Sawyer?
We ended up giving it to Sawyer with Corbin as a strong consideration as well. With the 5 touchdown passes, that's kind of who we went with last week. I'm thinking Alonzo Hernandez has to be up there. Sawyer, the quarterbacks with a good game is always in consideration. Defensively, I'm trying to think of a real standout performance. Lorenzo Myrick had some good runs too. Not quite as many yards. What are the yards per carry?
Myrick had 11 carries for 93 yards.
Okay.
So a little 8.5 yards per carry. And Alonzo Hernandez had 16 carries for 108 yards and 2 touchdowns. Lorenzo had 1 touchdown.
Mm-hmm. The running game really was kind of the story tonight, with some really great throws by Sawyer.
Floater.
And it's going to get knocked down. Oh, they're going to say that's a pass interference. I'm not going to agree with that.
Now, that's not an automatic first down like we experienced last time. So they were at 4th and 17. They'll get 15 yards and they'll have a 4th down.
How was
2.
that a pass interference?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
He knocked the ball away.
Okay, so here's my vote. We do this every now and then. It's a little unorthodox.
Offensive line.
Yeah. We had nearly 200-yard rushers. We had a quarterback that had completed 17 out of 26 and stayed clean pretty much all night. That offensive line's coming together.
Against the beef that we're not going to face the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah. And there's some big guys. You talk about that number 90 and that big linebacker, 44 Perez.
Just look at these kids.
That's a good effort. I'm going to nominate the offensive line.
I vote for that too, so that's 2 out of 3.
PerformanceAg.com, performers of the game.
So Clancy's vote's kind of like Simon Cowell's vote in this.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You can vote for Hillary Clinton if you want to. It wouldn't matter.
You voted for Hillary Clinton?
No, I did not.
Well, you can go on our book tour.
No, I'm good.
It is going to be 4th down, and it's going to be 4th down in about 6 or 7 here. 6, looks like. So it must have been a what they call then?
Holding? Defensive holding?
Defensive holding. So that means the penalty was called before the ball was in the air.
Perhaps.
That's what a holding is.
You know what?
That's all it ended up being was a 5-yard penalty.
10-yard penalty.
10-yard penalty.
I'll go with the line just for the block that I watched that Manny Alvarez.
Oh, yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, offensive line for the Knights. And I think the offensive line's development is going to be key in the Knights' run to potentially earn another state championship here. Coach Scroggins, he's got to get off the field.
He made it.
Okay.
4th and about 6. Guzman takes the shotgun snap, looks to throw over the middle, and it's behind his intended receiver. That looks like that's Perez that they tried to get it to him on a quick slant in the middle. Is that him?
Coverage was number 8, Myrick.
I can't tell, but falls incomplete. Actually, that's 42.
That's
so that's
tight end.
Trainer Butcher.
Yeah, he's the tight end.
Tanner Butcher.
Going to be turnover on downs for the Huskies. The Knights are going to take the ball with 3 minutes and 38 seconds left in the game and a 35-0 lead. The ball is going to be spotted basically just outside the 10-yard line.
10-6 Connell. I don't have a time left in the game, but Connell's gone ahead. Able to. So that means they did get the 7. We didn't think it was 6-3. It was 7-3, and they've got a field goal in the meantime. So right now, Connell leads 10-6. Probably towards the end of the fourth quarter, same sort of scenario.
You would think so. I'm sure
Knights
we'll get more.
Knights going to have to call a timeout.
Knights going to have to call a timeout.
Get the right amount of kids on the field as they're trying to get kids in the game.
We're trying to run some second-team guys in there. Micah Albert, the starting center, was not on the field because it was the second team, but there was also no other center out there. So he's like, well, I guess I better get out there. They're going to call a timeout and let him come off the field and kind of enjoy the rest of his evening here. And the Knights get some extra offensive linemen into the game. So we're looking at the JV offense with Tyler Allred at the helm at quarterback here to finish the game with 3 minutes and 38 seconds left.
10-6, Connell leads. Is it final? 4 minutes left to go in the Ellensburg-Connell game. Connell leads 10-6.
Interesting. Now, Connell knows that they're a team that's going to develop each week as the season progresses. They know that they've got a lot of young guys as starters. They know there's a lot of guys that graduated that were key components. So I don't think that they're going to be sad about a narrow win against a team like Ellensburg.
Yeah.
I think they're going to look at it as something to build on and build into their season. They face the Knights in week 7, so they've got 4 more weeks to iron all that out.
Give to Jack Diaz right up the center, and he gets forward all the way out to the 20 near first down yard. It's probably about an 8 or 9 yard run. I was gonna caution Royal Knight fans too to not read too terrible much into these first 2 games with similar opponents. When you have a rivalry, you almost have to throw everything out the window. I mean, my BYU Cougars almost knocked off the Utes, and they had no business being in the game. And that's what happens in rivalry games. Emotions get going, mistakes are made. When they normally convert, penalty happens. Mm-hmm. Strange things happen in rivalry games.
Right.
And we're not out the Ellensburg game right now either. Ellensburg's a team that has a program, and they might have made strides over the week to be a lot better, too.
Oh, yeah, sure. They could have made some adjustments, moved some guys around. Like I said, if they're smart, they move Townsend from receiver back to running back. I think he's their best playmaker, and against the Knights, they just couldn't get the ball in his hands enough. You got to rely on protection, quarterback making good throws, and the guy getting open. Rather, if he's in the backfield, you just hand the ball to him. And so
Tyler Allred keeps that around the right side for a yard or so and gets just enough to get a first down. So fresh set it down for the Knights.
Yeah, he gets
2.5 minutes left to go in the game.
He gets past the marker, then gets driven back, but he gets that forward progress to get the first down, and the clock's ticking. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game.
Give this time straight up the middle. I want to see who that is running the ball. Give him credit for the run. And he helps the guy down who rips the guy up that brought him down. That is still Myrick, number 8.
Other guys getting into the game. The big linemen, the sophomores, Jackson and Layton. Bateman, new arrivals in Royal this summer. Part of the Jinx clan. Getting a chance to play here. Big bodies, 6'2", 260, both of them.
Knights with that offset eye in the backfield. All red under center. Quick throw on that outside. Caught busts out to the outside. Number 4, that's Logan Gilbert. He's going to get all the way up past the 40, up near the 42-yard line. Good pass and a good catch, and an even better run around that outside.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, showing off a little speed, got to the edge there.
They're going to call him out at the 40, 1st and 10 for the Knights. Minute 22 left to go in the game. Yeah, I just said that. And they're stop and play for...
Number 6 was tying his shoe for the Huskies.
Letting him get set. 1st and 10 from the Knight 40. From our left to right, offset eye in the backfield. Allred is going to take a knee. We're going to run this one out. So the Knights are going to win this game over the Othello Huskies by a score of 35-0. And we gave the PerformanceEgg.com performer of the game to the offensive line.
You know, one other, and I'm not changing my vote on that at all, but another guy we didn't talk about too much, I don't think, is Angel Farias. He had 5 catches for 75 yards and a touchdown, and also defensively had a couple balls that he was able to tip away and defended their best receiver pretty much all night long. So great performance from him. Expect him to continue to build into that position as well. So
Knights just wait for the back judge to raise his hand. They'll take a knee, and they might have to do one more.
So it's going to be a short week for these teams. The Knights are going to turn around and be on the road this Friday. This Friday at Warden. Warden came off an unexpected beating by Okanagan. I think the final score was 49-0, something like that. Now, part of what happened there was the starting quarterback for the Cougars was knocked out of the game fairly early, and so that had something to do with it, I'm sure. And Warden is supposed to be playing Mapton tonight, so they're going to have a short week also. Mapton should be a winnable game for them. Mapton got blown out by Granger in week 1. So we'll see if the Cougars are at full strength on Friday, if they've got their quarterback. The Knights look to be at full strength. There's a couple bumps and bruises tonight, but I think some of that was precautionary. Right. I think a couple guys didn't go back in the game, but it was already kind of in hand. Corbin Christensen was a guy that kind of sat out there a little bit. And so anyways, great effort by the Knights, great effort by the Huskies. The Knights come out on top 35-0. And we'll be here. We'll be on the road, I guess, Friday, but we'll be broadcasting for you. And we'll hope to see you there. Any other comments, guys?
Nope. Good game.
All right. Thanks for listening. Have a good night. You're listening to RoyalKnightsFootball.com.